Alright, we're fucking live. Let me get this shit finished here. I put this controller back where it belongs. Happy Veterans Day. Fucking bitches. There we go. Time to close this door and get this shit started. Get a fucking drink too. So when we last left off, we were still in this fucking god-awfully long training in CrossCode. We're going to Rhombus Square. That's where we were going. And we're going to get to a save point. We're going to confirm that that fucking save actually registers. And then we're out of this bitch. Do more different things. So let's get fucking right back in it. They're all going in the fucking bridge. They want her to go inside to the bridge. Fucking cheers to you. So today I'm gonna fucking play this fucking CrossCode game until I get my goddamn save point, which I need. Then I'm going to outline my current market strategy for you, in case you fucking want to do that. And then we're going to play Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster until it's time for me to fucking go. Probably around 4 Eastern is when I'm going to leave. So that gives us about 3 hours to fucking hang out here and do some shit. That's the fucking agenda for the day. Oh shit, I can save right now. I did not expect that. There's an autosave too. So there's that does not make fucking sense to me. Gotta fucking change this green screen so it fucking works. Goddamn horseshit. Alright, so that's it for this one. We're gonna have to change the game we're playing now. It's gonna be just chatting. Twitch game. Just chatting for now. Alright, there it is. So now we're going to do the stock stuff. That was fucking quick. That is a plus for this game that I didn't even fucking give in the review. I didn't realize that there were no save points. You can just fucking save whenever you fucking feel like it, it seems. So that is a huge plus for a game that fucking deleted my save. Piece of shit. Anyway, out we go. Let me just make sure that everything's on the up and up here before I start showing my desktop at all. Alright, yep, I thought so. There's some fucking work shit on here that cannot be shown. Y'all are probably thinking I'm hiding fucking porn and shit, but it's not the case. It's just I fucking VPN to places that you cannot fucking see the data for. So, gotta get out of that. Close. Alright, there we go. And then I move this fucking bitch over here. I should be able to go to Market Watch. And that's good enough. I'm not showing my account today because, I mean, that's pretty stupid. I can't be doing that. But I am going to tell you what I do. And I didn't even fucking do anything today. Nothing. Hey, Trinio, what's up? You're going to get the fucking a stock stream here. It's a partial stock stream, then we're going to play Final Fantasy. But I'm going to tell you about this strategy that I've been doing for the last, couple of months that has been absolutely outstanding for me. And I need to be able to fucking put my E-Trade window in a place that you guys can't see it. E-Trade is the platform that I use for trading stocks. I have there's some fucking word that they use, like a VIP account or an executive account. I don't know what the fuck that means. Well, I do know what it means. It means you don't get charged per transaction is what it means, which is really important. So you do want that. And you also need to have more than $25,000 in there in order to be able to do this. Uh, for the, well, that's not even true. That's not even true. But you can do this without that as well, actually. But you have to be careful about how you do it because there's a day trading rule that you can't make more than 4-day trades. So you need to really be disciplined if you're gonna fuck do this with less than 25K. But you can do it. It actually can be done, but you have to be super fucking disciplined because they uh they will fucking stop you from being able to trade anymore if you make too many day trades under $25,000. So you got to keep that transaction level really low if you're under 25,000. And the account that I'm using is 70,000 right now. That's where it's at. So trade, there we go. And let's get the market watch page to the place where you guys can see the motherfucker. This should be this. There we go. There's market watch. So market watch is just a stupid website that I don't use, but it is a place you can go and look at fucking the history of stocks and stuff. So I can show you some of the fucking uh, examples where I've done these things, and I can't show all these accounts. That's the problem. So I'm not going to be doing that, but I am going to tell you about this strategy, and we can also use Excel here as well to outline the strategy itself. There we go. All right. So here's the fucking thing that I've been doing all the fucking time in the last couple months that has been paying out unbelievably, and I'm very lucky, and there is risk associated with this shit. So it's not like this is not guaranteed by any fucking stretch of the imagination to work, and you need to understand uh, if you do this, that you are actually the risk you are accepting if you follow this strategy is that you are accepting the risk to lose 5% of your investment per day. That is the risk that you need to understand that you are accepting. And furthermore, it is possible if you are not vigilant that you would lose more than 5% because you have to follow the strategy to the fucking T. You have to act like a fucking computer program in order to do that. So you could actually very easily lose more than 5% if you are not careful. So that we're going to go over why all that is and just outline the whole strategy, and you can decide if you want to do that for yourself. So first off, the first step of the strategy is that you have to wake up at 6:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this does not give you time to take a fucking shower or do anything else. This is when you need to be at your computer or on your phone ready to fucking trade. And you're not going to be trading until 7 a.m., but you need to be up at 6:40 a.m. And during this critical 20 minutes of time before you start trading, you need to be fucking focused on what move you're going to make, because this is the time you have to study. This is the only time you're going to have to study, and I'll explain why that is. But you need to look at the pre-market data. Pre-market is this time period where the stocks are traded at a far lower volume by a far smaller amount of people, and there's less bank activity. There's no options activity, and it's just a different animal than the regular market hours between 9:30 Eastern Time and 4 Eastern Time. That's the normal market fucking hours that are open for Nasdaq, the fucking New York Stock Exchange, and the other fucking exchanges like the pink sheets and shit. That's when normally this shit happens. You need to be aware of what you are looking for. So 6:40 a.m. you are up, and not only are you up, you're ready to go. So if you feel like you need to take a shower, you better fucking do that beforehand. If you've got to boot your computer up, you better do that beforehand. You just got to be ready to fucking go at 6:40 a.m. Once you get in there, you need to look for a certain kind of stock. And this is what you're looking for. These are very important parameters that you need to fucking examine before you choose what you're going to target on that day. And unlike long trading, which is what I previously discussed, and I was successful long trading. There's that's a successful strategy too. So you go back to those old videos and do that if you're comfortable with it. The risk is far less doing that kind of trading than doing this kind of trading. But this kind of trading is, well, I've never heard of people really doing this. So I mean, I'm sure people do, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there on the internet that give their stock strategies, and there's firms and shit. I haven't heard of this. So this is what I've done for myself. It's a pattern I've noticed, and I'm gonna fucking just share that, and hopefully not a whole lot of people will fucking do it, because that will be to my disadvantage if that happens. But this is just a fucking tiny ass stream, so nobody really gives a shit. And you guys can get that information. Just don't fucking. I don't want this to go viral. That would be fucking horrible. So uh, don't do that, please. All right. Anyway, so you're gonna look for your target. That's what you're doing at this time. And your target needs to have certain parameters. The EPS, that is a parameter that you need to understand, and you need to look for that. The EPS is your earnings per share. And so we want this to be less than 0. All right? Because that means that this is not a profitable company. So the company is actually losing money. That doesn't mean that they won't gain money in the future. It doesn't mean that they've failed. That's not what EPS means. It means that they are currently not profitable. And that is very important for this strategy, because if you do this with a profitable company, your risk, it will be higher. You can do it with a profitable company, but you shouldn't, because your likelihood of getting payday on it is going to be less. So you want EPS of less than 0. The second thing you want is you want the gains, the pre-market gains, which are and the thing is about pre-market is really interesting, that depending on the brokerage you use, the time that you can begin trading in the morning is different. So if I didn't use E-Trade and I went with some other brokerage, I might be able to trade earlier than 7 a.m. And there are some stock activities that occur between 6 and 7 a.m. So this is an important thing to realize. You can't do anything until 7 if you're on my platform, which is the E-Trade platform. But if you're in a different platform, you can. So there's going to be some data from the morning and from the after hours market of the previous day. So you want to consider the aftermarket, the previous day, and that like hour or so of activity in the morning that you can also examine. And you should look for something that had pre-market gains of greater than 40%, which is ridiculous, by the way. That's fucking ridiculous. When you think about what you're doing here, you are actually buying a share of a company. You are owning part of a company when you buy a stock, and you need to understand that the value of that company is not equal to the value of the stock. That is not how it works. So let me put this into a different fucking perspective for you. So if you like come across some fucking aluminum cans and you've got a fuck ton of these aluminum cans. And they're worth, well, they're trash to a lot of people. They're fucking worth nothing to a lot of people. To some people, they can melt them down into aluminum metal, which is an element, and they're worth something to those people. And then there are some fucking crazy motherfuckers out there, some people who don't really think, but really fucking want aluminum, and they might be willing to pay you way more for this fucking can than it's actually worth. And so you need to understand that whatever the price is for a stock is not what it's worth anymore. It may have used to be like that. It may not have used to be like that. I don't even know. It was closer back in the 80s and 90s. But nowadays, that's not the case. What's going on nowadays is there are so many forces at work in the market right now that people are trading stocks not based on the actual value of the company necessarily. They are trading the stocks based on the perceived value of the company, which is essentially what people are willing to pay for the stock or what people are willing to sell the stock for. That's the perceived value. So I've seen companies that are in the red, totally worthless, and like have very little chance of actually avoiding bankruptcy. They've gone up in price. People trade the stocks, and that they do that. And why they do that is because they're not thinking about what is the real value of the fucking company. And this strategy actually takes advantage of that, and that makes it very risky. It's a very risky strategy because you are also going to be leveraging the perceived value of stocks, not the actual value. And what you want to do is you want to find stocks that are actually being that where the perceived value of the stock is higher than the actual value by an exceedingly huge amount. And you have to be careful when you do this because sometimes it's not going to work out for you vis-a-vis GameStop, AMC. Those companies are not worth the perceived value, period. They're not. They are worth what the company's fucking straight up balance sheets are worth. They're worth what the company can earn in profit. That's what they're worth. And they're not worth what supply and demand craziness is going on with them. And the fact is you can trade them for these amounts of money that are higher than what the actual company is worth because people want them. It's a supply and demand thing. So that is going to also come into play when you're thinking about this shit. So anyway, you want the pre-market gains to be greater than 40%. The more, the better. So if you find something that went up 120%, this is fantastic. That's the kind of thing, that's like those are the holy grails that you're looking for. And scarily enough, right now, in these market conditions, this happens. This happens on a daily fucking basis, where there are stocks that are just blown up. But these things alone are not enough. You also need to understand about the news. You need to read the news. And this is what you do in this 20-minute time period. And you may need more time than I do, because I've been doing this for a while. You may need more than 20 minutes to fucking do all this research. But you're picking one target. And again, very different than buying a bunch of stocks where you want to diversify and you want to make sure that you don't put all your chickens in one basket, because you're not going to put your chickens in one basket. You are going to raise one chicken is what you're going to do, and you're going to put most of your basket, most of your shit, your money is not going to be used on this trade. Most of your money is going to be making sure that you can cover margin on your trade. So you're going to be putting 10% of your money into this trade. That's a good point to make. So you have a 10% limit. This is super important that you only put 10% into this strategy. Ever. Do not ever do more than 10%. All right? You will fuck yourself if you put more than 10% into here. And the reason why that is we're going to be shorting stocks in this strategy. And to short a stock, you need a margin account. And a margin account is this this thing where the brokerage lends you money, and you don't need that to be doing that. You shouldn't be actually using margin. You should be using your own money. But the problem with having a margin account and shorting stocks is as you possess shorted stocks, the brokerage firm can change your margin requirements after you buy them to insane amounts. So I have seen margin requirements rise up to 500, even 1,000% margin requirement, meaning your margin account has to be at 1,000% of the value of your investment or more before they will allow you to continue holding the stock. Otherwise, you will get what's called a margin call. And this happens on these insanely volatile, insanely overvalued stocks. That's what will happen a lot. They will do this. So if you put all of what you've got in there and something happens, even if it doesn't go up a lot or down a lot, they can just decide this stock is too fucking volatile. We're going to change the fucking margin requirements on this stock. And then you could get a margin call, which means that essentially they will sell your stock. They will do that. They will sell your stock without your consent. And then you have to take whatever profit or loss that is, usually loss, and you have to eat that. You have to eat that, and you don't have a choice. It doesn't follow these rules. It follows their rules, and you will take a big L is what you will do. You still will not lose more than 5% because you're going to follow the rule of that later, and you're going to fucking stop if you lose more than 5%. But they could cut you off at 3% or 2% or somewhere you don't want to get cut off because you put too much into that shit, and then they're in control. You're not in control. So if you've got $10,000 to invest, this stock you're picking, you're gonna be putting $1,000 into that stock. You're gonna buy $1,000 worth of shares and no more. Fucking period. You break these rules, you're gonna lose. I'm fucking telling you. You may feel like, oh, this time, but no, this time won't be different. You fucking follow the goddamn rules or you're fucked. That's how that works. So 10% investment limit. This is huge. If you break this, you're going to get fucked. All right? So that's the first fucking warning out the gate. That's really fucking important. All right. So anyway, you read the news about the stock you've picked. There will usually, but not always, be news about the stock. So no news is good news. So if there's no news, meaning that they're not having an investors conference in the future, or they're not FDA approved for whatever the fuck bullshit remedy they've got, or they didn't reach phase 3 of fucking this study with good data results, or this is stonks. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. If there's not some sort of market news about if they didn't get bought out or whatever, that's good for you because that means that this gain is kind of like, well, it's blindly unjustified, meaning there may be a justification for the gain, but it's not in the public. It's not out there. And that justification may be that fucking Reddit is doing it. It can be that simple that could be the reason. But you look in the news, all right? So in my experience, avoid investment conferences. What'll happen is a company will fucking, and you can do this if you want, but I generally avoid these. If a company says they are going to attend an investment conference and it goes up, they usually set a date that this investment conference is going to happen at. And this strategy is a day trade strategy. This is not a long-term strategy. So you're going to be out of this strategy on the same day you're in it. Every time. You're not holding overnight. Don't hold overnight. I should put that over here. That's very important. Do not, these are the unbreakable rules. There are breakable rules. The news rules are breakable. You can break those. You got to fucking, some of this is going to be in your gut, right? So you got to understand that you're going to fucking think about the perceived value of the company. You have to look at the news, if there is news, and think, does this news justify this company being worth 50% more than it was yesterday, or 100% more than it was yesterday, or 150% more than it was yesterday? Likelihood is that it won't be. The likelihood is that the news is good for the company, but people overreacted. That's almost always going to be the case. But in generally, I avoid investment conferences. The second thing is avoid COVID breakthroughs. All right? COVID-19 is such a fucking hot point in today's society that if a pharmaceutical company, big or small, has any kind of news about COVID-19 treatments, you just want to fucking leave that alone. There are other choices out there because everybody will just fucking get right on that fucking COVID shit and be like, oh yeah, it's the cure. And it could be the fucking cure, in which case you're going to be fucked. So you don't want to deal with that. Just fucking leave COVID-19 out of your fucking strategy if you can help it. Again, you can break this rule if you feel like it and take your 5% loss if that happens to you. But I'm telling you that more than likely, when the bell rings, and it's not really the bell, the pre-market bell. When the pre-market bell rings, and if the news says that there's a breakthrough fucking COVID treatment, the likelihood that people are going to fucking sell the stock and take profit at their giant, insanely overpriced amount that they could do had they invested the day before, because some people hold stock overnight. And when they end up waking up in the morning and seeing that their stock is 50% or greater up, they are going to sell it because that's what you do. You take all that money. So, like, that, they might, though, if it's the fucking cure for cancer or something like that, that you don't want to, they might be like, oh shit, they fucking cured cancer. Let's not sell this thing that's already up 50%, and then you're going to be fucked and you lose your 5%, which you don't want to do. So you kind of want to make an educated guess as to whether or not the fucking news is newsworthy. Earnings reports are fine. Because never before in my fucking life have I seen an earnings report come in for a stock that is non-profitable that increases the value of that company by double or triple of what it is. New product launches are fine. The reason why they're fine is because usually they don't start actually pulling in profit or data for new product launches for quite some time. People get really overexcited about it. It's not going to double the value of their company. It might put them out of the red, but it's not going to fucking double their value, and it's generally going to be pretty safe to say that you can probably collect some money off of overreaction in this case. But again, these news things are not set in stone, and we are looking at the perceived value of this stock, not the actual value of the stock. So you do need to understand that if any of this news is, if it's shocking enough sounding that it might justify someone purchasing a company at 150 or plus % of the value it was the day before, then you might want to avoid it. So you just want to kind of, you got to read the news, though. It's important. And several platforms will go ahead and allow you to fucking read the news, and you can do that. So, and you can do it by the ticker in most cases. So definitely find a platform, MarketWatch, or use E-Trade. It's got it too. But really look into it, and you've got 20 minutes to make your decision so you can read and see what the news is. And if the news is not extreme enough to justify 40% or more gains, then you still may have found a viable target. The next thing you want to do is you want to look at the long-term graph. All right? And what you go out like a year. And you want to see a stock that has been fucking going nice and down for the whole year. You don't want the one that's been going like this at all. If you see something like that with this kind of gain, just fucking avoid it. 1 year trend must be downward slope. All right, that's another thing that you need to fucking check. And these boxes have got to be checked before you make your investment. And let me tell you, today I did not invest in dick because I didn't find anything that meets these requirements. I also woke up too early today or too late today. So if you wake up too late and you're doing this strategy and you fucking see something like this, don't fuck with it. Just fucking leave it alone and you'll see why. You can't even do anything. I'm telling you. Like, if you wake up at 9 o'clock or 9:30 when the regular market opens and you see something in this kind of state, you're not going to be able to get a short sale for it because they're all going to be gone. It'll be so hard to borrow that there will be no shares available left to borrow anymore. So you can't do that. You've got to fucking know when to fucking take the day off. And sometimes you're going to take the day off. Guess how much money you lose on a day off? Fucking nothing. You lose nothing on a fucking day off. And if you wake up late and you're like, I want to make more money today, too fucking bad. If you're using this strategy, that's not what you do. You just fucking wait to the next day and do that. Well, there are all kinds of market strategies, Trinio, that work just fine during normal market hours. It's this strategy devised by me that is not that strategy. This is my strategy. This is not some other fucking person's strategy. You're not going to find this strategy anywhere else, I don't think. So this is my personal observation of the market, and this is what I've done to take advantage of that personal observation, and these are the boundaries I've set for myself and the program that I follow, and it works for me. And when it stops working for me, I am going to stop using it. That doesn't mean that I lose one day and I stop. That means that over the long term, if I notice that the market conditions have changed and don't support this strategy anymore, I don't continue beating a dead horse, and I figure out how the pattern changes, and I create a new program. But this program is working right now for me. I am off. Yes, I am not working today. It's Veterans Day. Happy fucking Veterans Day, you bitch. So anyway, so if your target contains all of these things and you feel good about the perceived value of that stock being more than it is actually worth, then it's time to get ready to do a short. And what you're going to do is you get to take 10% of your investment. You need to figure out how many shares of this shit, and the higher up it goes, the better. So you have to do this pretty much at 7 a.m. or very close thereafter. If you wait too long after 7 a.m., you will not be able to short the stock because all of the borrowed shares will be gone. I'm telling you this from experience because I've been doing this for quite a while, and you've got to do it right away because these shorts become unavailable. If you've ever shorted stocks before with your fucking brokerage firm and you saw something ridiculous that was just way too high in the middle of the day and you've tried to short it, you'll probably get a message that says, I'm sorry, we cannot process this order because we cannot borrow the shares. That is the condition that happens after things go too far out of control and people who want and understand the same concept that I'm coming around and telling you about, all the shares are gone at that point. They are all borrowed out, and at this point, people are only buying the stock and selling the stock. They are not borrowing. Of battery issues, I don't think. If it goes out again, it may be because my mouse isn't moving or some shit like that. I don't know. But anyway, uh, people can't, after things get too ridiculous, you just can't borrow the shares anymore. And you're governed at that point. That price of that stock is not governed anymore by borrowing. It is purely governed by demand and of selling and buying it. So that's something you need to understand. But you figure out 7 o'clock comes around. You figure out, well, how many shares do I get for my amount of money? If you've got 10,000, you're spending 1,000, and then you got your $1,000, and you figure out how many shares can I buy. If it's 20 fucking dollars a share at this time, but it used to be $15 a share the day before, or that's too much. It would have to be like $12 the day before. Then you're gonna end up buying 200 shares of that. Or, I'm sorry, 20? 20? Yeah, hold on. 1,000 divided by 20. So you need to be able to do this fucking math. So 100 divided by 20 is 5. 1,000 divided by 50. So it's 50. 50 shares is what you'd be buying. So you need to fucking put in your fucking short order for 50 shares. So you sell short 50 of that fucking stock, and you get that order processed. And then you'll get negative 50 shares in your account for that stock. If you have a $100,000 brokerage account, you will be able to buy 500 shares of said stock, and then you should do that. Again, never, ever invest more than 10% in this strategy, because you don't want to put all your chickens into one basket, but you do want to raise one chicken. That is this strategy. That's the way that this works. Yeah, I did not. Military does not give a fuck about me, but happy Veterans Day anyway. You fucking bitch. But anyway, of course, it's not a lucky guess. It's fucking math. You did the math in your head. You fucking shouldn't be guessing with math. If you fucking guess with math, this isn't going to work with you. You need to fucking follow rules and do math to make this fucking make you money. All right. So in pre-market, there are some limitations with certain brokerages about doing what's called a stop-loss order. Stop-loss orders are very important. They allow you to continue on with the rest of your life. So if you put in a stop-loss order, that means that you are basically setting an acceptable level of loss for your investment. So if you can put a stop-loss order in for the same stock to buy to cover at a stop-loss, make sure you figure out what 5% is of the price you paid, your cost basis, for that particular trade. So if you paid $20, your stop loss should be 5% of $20, which is $1. Which means if that stock goes above $21, you need to buy to cover and eat that shit. If you do not do this, you are a fucking chode, and you could get fucking hosed. Because remember, this is the perceived value of these stocks, and if some dipshit thinks it's worth more, and some other dipshit is willing to sell them it and take a profit, which they probably are, then you're gonna fucking lose. And it happens, and you have the force of Reddit out there, and that's another thing I need to put out here. If you have time, scan WSB for the ticker you found. You don't want WSB on the fucking thing you're doing this to, otherwise you're probably going to lose 5%. If they all collectively decide that they are going to fucking rack that shit up to whatever they're going to do, you don't want any part of that. So it's one of those things where, like, you have to respect the force that that thing is, and just if for example, if Wish, WISH, went up 40%, I ain't touching that shit, because they are all over that fucking stock for whatever reason. If it's AMC or GME or any of these fucking things that are in their high topic lists of shit, and that they are where they're all fucking sitting there talking about fucking their mother's boyfriend or fucking girlfriend's wife or whatever the fuck they're talking about. You don't want to fucking have any part of that, because those apes, they do what they do, and you need to do what you do. So if they're not on WSB, it's good. If you don't have a chance to look at WSB in your 20 minutes, you are accepting the risk that they might be involved, and you might lose your 5%. You shouldn't lose more than 5%, unless you're really not paying attention. You could lose 6% because you're not quick enough. But you want, if you can't get a stop loss order in, which is what you want, because that will fire off immediately when it reaches that level, what you want to do is save an order selling the stock with a limit much higher than 5%, and then fire that order off as soon as it gets above 5% loss for you. Because again, you do not want to fucking lose more than 5% in this strategy. And if you fail to take your loss at the level I'm telling you to, that is a capital sin, and you will not make money in the long term. You will fuck yourself. You will absolutely fuck yourself. Now, sometimes it will go back down. Yeah, sometimes it will. But one time, all it takes is one time for it to decide to go up to 100% or whatever the fuck it goes to, and then you are actually losing more money than you put in there. So you might lose your whole fucking 10%, maybe 20%, and at some point, that margin call is going to end up being something you can't even afford. Like, if they call you and they'll just drop everything you got, and you'll end up fucked. You'll end up losing more than your money. So you really, really need to follow that rule, and that is a fucking, yeah, you will be ass raped. That's exactly right, Homer TTDL. Welcome to this fucking shit. You do not want to ever lose your discipline. You got to divorce yourself from this money, and you are a computer program, and you just follow these rules and do these things every time. And if you're lucky, like I've been, you will start making some returns. And the returns are insane, actually, if it goes in your favor. And I'll talk about that too, because that is an important aspect of how this all works. So the pre-market bell is going to go. You get your short. You're lucky enough to get it. Sometimes you won't even get it at 7. And you got to be quick, because people will fucking not be able to borrow it out anymore because it's too ridiculously valued. And a hedge fund or whoever the fuck will have taken all the borrowed shares, and they'll be throwing all of it in there. And you want to get in there before that happens. So you've got that. You're disciplined. You're making sure it's not going over $21. The second it does, you are out. You're out. You take that L, and you do the next day. The next day, you just do it again, and you hope for a better day. I've been extremely lucky in the last 2 months, and I have not taken an L once. I can, though, and have taken losses with this strategy. I started it before October, but since October 1st, I have not lost any money doing this, which is fucking ridiculous. And you will lose money, and it's just ridiculous luck is what that is. So the conditions will change. That's not going to be the way this is all the time. But you follow these rules, and you've got a good chance, more than 50%, in my opinion, in these market conditions, to take a win. And the win is not capped at 5%. That's the beautiful thing. The win is not capped at all, and I'll tell you about how you deal with capping your wins, because you do need to do that. But the potential for you to gain money here is actually capped hard at double your money, because the company would have to go bankrupt on that day, which is never going to happen when it goes up that high, in order for you to double your money. So that's how shorts work. Your maximum amount of risk when you short a stock is infinite, and your maximum amount of gains is 100 or 200%, or double what you put in there. You need to understand that, and that is why that stop loss at 5% is so fucking critically important. Because even if it's 8% or 9% because some fucking crazy shit happened and some fucking investment firm bought everything on a market order that's out there and every order's been filled, you should still be able to get out before 10% and not end up getting in the fucking and if it goes more than that, what's going to happen, the good news is about this, is that there are some fucking there's some safety mechanisms the SEC has put in place, and what'll happen is they will stop trading for that stock if it goes too insane in one direction. So you will have that protection too, but usually that level is just, you'll lose a lot if it ends up being like that, but your stop loss order should go in. You should be able to be fine. If you can't get a stop loss in pre-market, then you just got to be quick, and you should be all right. But you're not going to lose more than 100% if you're paying attention. You will lose more than 100% if you take a dump without your phone, or if you do something that is stupid, like fucking go get laid or whatever. You will fucking something. 5 minutes can really surprise a motherfucker in both directions. It's great to be surprised in one direction, but you don't want to be surprised at all. You just want to follow these fucking rules and do what I say. So you got this thing. You know what to do if it goes up too far. Now there's an option you have, and let me tell you about this option um, that you have instead of doing a stop loss. You also have the option of buying the shares uh, as a buy order at the time you hit 5%. So, like, let's say you short stock ABC at $20, it goes up to $21, and you, in your fucking gut, feel that this is absolutely not where it needs to be, and you think this thing is gonna go back down, all right? But for some reason, the forces of the earth are just stupid, and they're continuing to overvalue this thing. And you don't want to lose your short, but you want to let it run up and then get it on the way down. You can do that. You're compounding your losses if you decide to do this, and it continues to go up. But you could decide, okay, at 5%, it's 21. I'm buying 500 shares. So now you've got an order on two sides, or not an order. You've got shares on two sides of the market. You've got this short, and you're paying hard to borrow interest on this short, so you're losing a little bit of money there. And you've got this long position of the same thing, and they cancel each other out, meaning it could go up 500,000% up, and you still can cover your position by selling the shares you bought and covering that position with your short. You can buy the cover with that, and then you don't take a loss still. So if you really in your gut feel that this is fucking retarded what you're looking at, and you can't believe that you found this thing that you think is really, really, really gonna fucking go down, and that people are really overvaluing it, it just continues to go up, and you've hit your 5%, and you're like, fuck, this is too good, and this is too stupid, but I can't fucking break my rule. Just buy it and fucking let it climb. Let that bitch climb. And it'll go to where it goes, and wait for that graph to fucking take a peek, and then fucking start dropping hard. And once it starts dropping hard, you fucking sell the shares you bought and understand that you've already lost a trade here at 5%, and you're deciding that you're doing another one, that this is your second round of this at that point. And you've set another 5% cap from the point where your short is there. So you will have taken a huge amount of profit at this point on your balance sheet and stuff. If you're up there, this fucking short is it's like 300% up now at this point. You started at 40% up. It's 300% up. And then you sell this long position you have. You have to understand that you won't let it go up another 5% from that long position's spot. Now your short position is way in the red, but you've got all this money, and it's going to start to go down. Every little bit that shit goes back down is money that you will end up being able to collect from that long position after you buy the cover whenever you decide to do that. And it might actually go all the way back down to where you bought it, in which case then you're profiting on both sides. But again, you have to cap that loss at 5%, and you have to understand that seriously, you can't be affording to take more than a 5% loss, and you should not do this more than once in any given situation. And what that does is it preserves your short. It means that you won't be given the message that you cannot short the stock because they cannot borrow the shares. You still have borrowed shares, so you're still good. But you managed to fucking avoid that entire uptick that happened, and you can choose to do that. But you should only really do that in extreme situations, and I've got a bit of warning for you as well. If you did anything more than 10% of your investment limit, and you are on both sides of the market, and you wind up getting margin called, you will not be able to actually balance your stocks out without calling a fucking broker and having them do it for you. And they'll charge you $25 for doing that. So don't do that unless you've fucking been really following this shit, because they can fuck you out of $25 for fucking smoothing your account out and buying to cover with your own shares. Because if you're in margin call, you're in margin call whether or not you can cover your own shares, which is fucked, but that's just the way that it works. So be understanding that shit. Anyway, So now you know how to manage your losses. That's how you manage your losses. You the 5%, and you can decide if you want one time per stock to buy instead of buying to cover to just buy long and let that shit do what it's going to do if you really think it's stupid, and then watch that graph and figure out when it's going to crash. It will crash. It will crash usually. If it doesn't crash, what you do is you just cancel out your own shares. You buy to cover, following which you sell, and then you're done. If it doesn't crash, if it just continually goes up, you don't want to deal with that. But when the perceived value of a stock goes up 300 fucking percent, it's going to crash. That's what's going to happen. It's happened almost every time. It doesn't always happen, but it probably is. So keep those limits at 5% and see what happens. That's how you handle the loss side. Now, on the gain side, you have to handle yourself as well. So the stock, in most cases that I've been doing this, after the market opens for pre-market, will realize that this is an overreaction, and this happens a lot of times. So it'll start going down, and when it starts going down, you start making money, and you're going to start seeing hundreds of dollars, or in the case if you invest 1,000, you're going to see tens of dollars start appearing in your position, and this is good. But don't get too excited. You don't want to sell that shit right away. You need a target. You need a profit target that you are going to attempt to collect. And my profit target is always 10%. 10% is what I want to get out of my investment for the day. I can get more, but I want 10%, which means if it goes down to 5%, and I get $500 in there if I'm investing 10,000, or if I get $50 if I'm investing 1,000. I look at that money, and I there's a visceral reaction that you're gonna fucking have, that you're gonna want that money because it's money. You're gonna want it. You don't set a stop loss above that to keep yourself from getting that money. Don't do it. Not with this strategy. You could take the money, but if you keep doing this over and over again, you're going to wind up losing in the long term, taking money at 5%. You need to take 10% in order to make this a long-term win for you, period. So just trust me on that. Don't set a stop loss when you've gone 5% down. Just leave it alone. Keep your stop loss up there at plus 5%. You will still lose, or it's not plus. Keep your it's a short, so it's confusing. But you lose 5% of your money, you're out. You gain 5% of your money, you're not out. Even if it goes back to zero again, even if it goes back in the negative, don't do that. All right? That's not what this strategy is about. So you want 10%. That's in the case of a $10,000 investment, $1,000. In the case of a $1,000 investment, it is $100. So that's what you were looking to get, $100 or more. And the beautiful part about this strategy is that you will sometimes, quite often, yesterday I got $2,500 fucking dollars, which is 25% of the investment I made, which was 10,000. So that will happen, and you can revel in those situations sometimes. So this is Red Bull. Coffee is good. Drink your coffee before 6:40. You need all 20 of those minutes that you fucking have in your life to do research, because you're going to find your target during this time. This is really fucking important. If you just randomly pick something that's above 40% without doing what I told you to do, your chances are going to be less that you're going to be successful. Because if it meets all these criteria here, you're going to do a lot better. Your chances are going to be higher that you pick the right thing. You still could do the strategy. It's just not going to work as consistently for you. You don't have fucking time to drink coffee. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Drink the coffee after you make the trade and you're just watching the trade. And then you can drink some fucking coffee. So, anyway, now let's talk about managing wins, because you do need to do that. It's going to go down a lot of times. A lot of times. It's very exciting. It is a fun feeling to watch that fucking green money come into your account. It's not in your account until you sell it, or buy to cover it, by the way. So know that. But it's very exciting, but you need to fucking act like a computer control program and control your emotions and don't try to cut your losses. And if you see it spike up after going down 5%, realize that what I've observed with the market on this is that this happens. That will happen. It will go up and down that much. And you don't want to just cut your losses or your wins at 5% because it went back up to your investment price or even into the red. What you want to do is you want to capitalize on the long-term realization of the broad market, especially when 930 runs around. If you're still in at 930 and you haven't gone beyond the 1,000, which is what you're trying to collect, or the 10%, which is you're trying to collect, if you hit 930, oftentimes the real market where the banks and shit are making huge transactions will say, fuck that, this is not worth this, we're dumping all our shares and taking all this money, and that shit will fucking tank and you will fucking win instantly. I have won instantly at 930 so many times using this strategy, and I could have taken 5, 6, 7% fucking profit, and I could have avoided 1, 2, 3% loss on what I've decided. 930 hits, and suddenly it's like, boom, the motherfucker is done. It dives like a motherfucking aircraft being piloted by a fucking dog. You don't want to miss out on that action. So, and sometimes, rarely, but sometimes the greater market will fucking push it up, in which case you need to have absolutely at 930. You need it in before. You need a stop loss order, which you can do in every brokerage, at 5% of loss immediately before 930 happens. It needs to be in. The order won't be executed until normal market hours, but you've got to fucking have that order in to protect you, because if some insano investment bank decides to buy every single order that's out there, they're going to buy your stop loss order too, and that will hit at that 5%, and you'll be lucky you didn't lose more. So it's much less likely in this scenario over there that that's going to happen. Much less likely. But it does happen. So the stop loss needs to be in place. Your discipline needs to be in place. And you need to be okay with losing that 5%. You need to be just fine with it. It can't upset you. It shouldn't. It's part of the long-term process of doing this over and over again. So, and a percentage is a percentage. You've got 5% less money. The next day you might have 10% more money, or you might lose 5% of that, but you'll lose less because you'll have less money you're investing. So you keep doing this though, and over the long term, for me, in these market conditions, this has made me a fuck ton of money. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And the more it continues, the more 10% of my money becomes, and the larger these returns become. And every once in a while, something batshit stupid will fucking happen, and I will end up with this massive chunk of money in my pocket from one of these trades, and it just doesn't make sense, and I take it, and I'm good with that. I am. And these are volatile stocks that we're dealing with here. These are perceived value weirdo stocks that are not fucking blue chip normal stocks. You're never going to see Microsoft do these things. And don't trade pink sheets like this. So look, I've got to put down these motherfucking rules. Which exchange? NYSE, okay. NASDAQ, okay. And then pink, no. Don't do this with pink sheet stocks. Just fucking don't. Okay? Oh, we need to talk about volume. The volume trading of this stock must be greater than 2 million on the previous day. The reason why that you want that is because not D-Day. It doesn't need to be D-Day. It is Veterans Day. For those veterans, thank you fucking very much for doing that. Seriously. Holy shit. But anyway, It needs to have been a high. You need a high volume, and the reason why is because the spread of price between bid and ask is going to get really, really, really wide if there's not a high volume of trading, and there's no guarantee you're going to get out when you need to get out if there's not a good volume of trading going on. So you do want a high volume of fucking uh, shares being traded for the thing that you are doing, uh, and the exchange and the volume. All right, so that's good. Put that in there. Managing the win again. So what you do is you wait until that stock crosses that 10% threshold. Once you've crossed that 10% threshold, you have two choices to make, and this is up to you, and this is your risk that you're doing. You can decide the second that it hits 10% that you take your money. That's 10%. That's great. You've got, this is like on that fucking game show, Let's Make a Deal or whatever, where you got something, but you could get more, right? So generally what I do is I wait for the stock to go to the point where I've profited 13%. 13% is where I put in a stop loss order that is not 5% of my money lost. I put the stop loss order at 10% of my money gained, which is $1,000 of a $10,000 investment, or again, $100 of a $1,000 investment. And again, if you're making a $1,000 investment, you need $10,000 in your brokerage account. I have $100,000 in my brokerage account, and I have all that money ready to cover all this. And I have multiple tiers of that brokerage account, so some of that money is in long positions and shit, but most of it's cash. So I've got $70,000 of cash money, not in a long that I need also to be able to make this work. So anyway, that could have confused you about the percentages. I always end up doing 10,000 right now. It will increase as the money continues to roll on in. You lose 5, you gain 10 or more, Trinio. It's the way it works, in the way I recommend it. You could just take the 10 and it will work fine. This strategy, if you do that, you take the 10, you will make money. But you can also take 13 and then set a stop loss at 10. And what will happen is sometimes, like yesterday, the fucking thing will continue to tank and tank and tank, which is fucking ridiculous. And when that stock tanks below the 13%, what I do is I procedurally, as that fucking stock goes down, I procedurally set that stop loss from that 1,000 of me gaining $1,000. I gain $1,100 as it goes down farther. And I keep on following the money down with this $300 gap or this 3% gap, so that I know if it spikes up 3%, I'm done. Then that's the money I get. But sometimes that shit just keeps going and going and going, and it doesn't stop. So I follow the money down until it finally decides to take a turn to the up. And when it finally spikes up 3% from where it's been diving down, yeah, sure, if you held, you might make even more. But that's when I stop. And then I collect all that. And that money becomes a realized gain, and then I stop. Don't trade anymore. You wake up the next morning and you do it again. You're done for the day. You've made your $1,000 or more. That's enough. If you're like, God, I really wish this would be around $80,000 in here. Maybe if I just make one quick trade, like, or buy something that's going crazy. No, don't do that. You just follow this fucking program, and it's the only fucking thing you do. You don't do anything else. If you do something else, you could just lose money for no reason. You don't want to fuck around. You could make money for no reason too, but it's not programmatic, and it's not fucking educated. It's based on your emotion of wanting to collect more or wanting to make up for your loss because you might have lost your 5%. Don't do it. Make up your loss the next day using the fucking same strategy with this shit. That's the fucking message that I have about following the strategy. Now, if you are in this strategy, and again, this is not financial advice, what I'm giving you. This is my strategy. That's what it is. So I'm not telling you to do this. I am telling you that this is my strategy that is working for me right now. If you start doing this and you notice a pattern of no sound coming out of my computer. When there's no sound coming out of my computer, this thing auto shuts off. So, no, it's not the fucking FBI. But anyway, if you notice a pattern of loss, like meaning that you've lost 5% a ton of times, you're not winning, and you examine what's been happening and that the strategy is not working, you need to adjust the motherfucker or do something different, because at that point you're continuing. You don't continue the same thing and try to get different results. You want to keep unless the results are good. So you got to keep doing it if it's working for you, and you don't stop just on 1 or 2 losses. But if you notice that the market has changed dramatically, like it did after the GameStop phenomenon, after that happened, a lot of market strategies became a bad idea. And after noticing that the patterns of the way that a lot of stocks move changed when that happened, anyone who was continuing with previous market strategies for these kind of volatile stocks, they're going to lose money now. So it's different, and you need to understand that the way that things behave changes. And if you've been doing this and you're successful, what you're doing is building what's called bank, meaning you're getting realized gains for the year. I'm up like 25 or 30,000 for the year. I think it's more. I thought I'm up 25,000 in the account with this strategy for the year. And so that money, in my mind, is money that I can afford to lose without taking an L for the whole year. And that is the long-term win amount for the entire year, not just the last 2 months. Now, the last 2 months have been insane, and it's been really cool. But the long-term thing is you've got that bank behind you, and that bank tells you how your long-term amount of profit and loss, your actual realized gains in your account. That's how you measure after you've been doing something for a month or more. That's how you measure whether or not your strategy is effective or not effective. And if you're gaining money in the long term, then it's an effective strategy. If you're losing money in the long term, it's not. And you need to keep an eye on that. And if you realize, oh, this is not working, the market's not behaving the way it used to, this is not consistent at the percentage rate it used to be, then it's time to change. You don't keep beating a dead horse. That's the fucking key with that. So anyway, you set that fucking stop loss. I do it at 13% of gains, at 10% of gains, and follow it. So if it goes down to fucking 17% of, if that stock goes back down to 17%, you've made 17% on your investment, then you set that shit at fucking 14% of your locked in gains that you've got locked in with that stop loss. And you keep following it as far down as it goes. Yesterday, it stopped at 25%. It was like 28% down is what it was. 28% down. And this was pre-market. It didn't even open. The market didn't even fucking open yet. It was down 28%. And I had my stop loss set 25%. And then it went right back up to 25, took my money. I was done. That was it. I didn't even fucking know. I mean, it turned out that it did go lower than that. It did. What happened is when the market opened, the fucking thing spiked up 10%, and then it fucking went down even further. But I don't want to deal with that horse shit. Once I've hit that fucking 1,000 that I've made in the strategy, anything else is fucking like sprinkles on that bitch. And I just take my sprinkles and leave. And that's what you should probably do too. You should never let go of a win of 13% or more at less than 10% of you winning, ever. And if you decide to just take your 10% every time, then you don't have to worry about it happening the way that Kump and I were checking that shit out the other day. And he was like, oof, when the fucking thing went to 1,000, I didn't take my 1,000. I ended up getting like $800 instead, because eventually you also have to close it out. That's the last thing I'm going to talk about. But that shit fucking went to the 1,000. I could have gotten my $1,000, but I told him I wanted to go down to 13 percent, so I could fucking do my thing where I follow the fucking money down and possibly get a ton of money. I really like doing that. That is fun. There's nothing more fun than getting a fucking 30% return. That's insane. That's $3,000 for me. And if you're investing $1,000, it's fucking $300 for you. Your risk, your reward, that's the difference. That is fun. Once you've reached that point, once you're at the point where you can't lose money, then you're in a good place. And usually also another thing I do is when I hit that 1,000, I also usually change my stop loss from 5% to nothing. That way I also don't lose money. And this is after 9:30 usually that I do that too. Then I can go on with my day and not worry about anything. I don't have to think about a goddamn thing. I just know that this shit's going to solve itself. And it'll either make me money or make me nothing. So you definitely have the option once you get down there around 1,000 or even 500 if you want to. It depends on what your risk you want. But after you've gone down a certain point, it's got to be 5% or more. You can make the decision to decide to not accept any risk anymore. Like meaning that you are going to set your stop loss at 0 instead of -5. And once you've done that, you're in a guaranteed win. I had done that on the day that Comp and I were fucking talking about the oof situation. And that is primarily done when you want to fucking relax and stop worrying about your trade for the rest of the day, which I did. I did not want to fucking worry about that shit. So that is perfectly acceptable to do that. You may end up losing an opportunity. It may go and you get 0 and then it might go back down further. That's the risk you got to take at that point. But you also are not going to lose at that point either. And there's nothing more fun than having a trade on the table that you know you cannot lose money on. Like, that is fucking brilliance. So that is also acceptable. It's up to you whether or not you want to change your stop loss from -5 to 0 at any point when you've gained 5% or more. So that is also a thing you can do. And you don't want to set that too early. If you do it at 3%, you're very likely with these volatile stocks, because they're volatile because the motherfucking thing has gone up 40% or more in one day. That's part of the strategy. It's on you then if you fucking zero out. Like, you shouldn't do it at 5% until you get to 5% or more. So, no, I'm not fucking taking other people's money. That's fucking stupid. These Ponzi scheme-ass motherfuckers and these fucking investment firms, they can all suck my dick. That's what I think. I'd never start my own investment firm. You should make your own money, and you should fucking invest your own money. You should take responsibility for yourself. Never give your money to someone else to spend for you. Just don't ever do that. That is fucking irresponsible. It's your money. You fucking worked for that. You did shit that you didn't want to do. That's your money. Fucking defend that shit. Don't give it to some cracked out fucking Red Bull drinking motherfucker on the internet. That's stupid as fuck. The fact that you even thought of that is a fucking disgrace. Never. Don't give it to a capital investment firm. Don't give it to a financial manager. Don't fucking do anything unless you're getting matched. Like a 401k is okay if you want to do that. But don't do that. Alright? It's your money. Don't let some other piece of shit fuck your money up. You're better off putting it in a fucking bank and letting it sit there. These people are not out for you. They're out for them. They're not looking out for you. They don't give a fuck about you. They're going to their job and they're fucking trying to make their company money. And if you make money on the side, you're lucky. It's your money. Fucking take responsibility for it. You bitch. You're excused. Anyway, I would never, ever, ever take someone else's money and manage it. That's fucked up. Except for Kaio's, because some of Kaio's money is in there. Because she works too. But we're a family. That's different. Alright? So, anyway, back to the fucking final part about this, which is what you do in the middle. Because you will definitely have this happen. You're going to end up being between 0 and 10%, where 10% you set your stop loss at 13 and you get your money and you get your 1,000 no matter what. But there's this period of time where it's going to be fucking in the little middle area and you'll be sitting there with $300, $600, or fucking $800 or whatever. And the day time is going to march on. All right, that shit's going to have 12 o'clock. It'll be this, and 1 o'clock it'll be this. But fuck, 4 o'clock's rolling around, and 4 o'clock is the closing bell, and then you've got after hours. Well, you want to get this shit closed out before 4. Let me tell you, because things don't tend to go well in after hours, and it's a lot harder to get orders placed, and it's a bunch of horse shit. And what you need to do is at some point between 1 o'clock p.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. So I need to put that on this fucking thing. I haven't done a lot. You need to close out between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock if you have not been stop lossed. And remember, stop loss is also you collecting $1,000 if you've gone to 13% of gains and set that at 1,000 and it automatically goes off. If your stop loss goes off, you're done for the day. Congratulations, you've gotten some money, or fuck off, you've lost some money. It's going to be one of those two things. But between 1 and 4, you've got to just make an informed decision to stop yourself, to just fucking cash out the thing and close it. You do not hold this bitch overnight. I don't recommend you hold after hours either, but if you wind up in after hours for some reason, get that shit closed out. You need to get it done. You need to fucking make sure, and that's Eastern Standard Time, which I believe I put. Oh, I didn't. I said it, but I did not put it. This is EST. This is EST in this fucking thing. So this is the key, is that you fucking get that closed, because anything can happen overnight, especially if the previous night the motherfucking thing went up 40% or more just overnight. Then it's definitely possible that it could happen again, and that will fuck you. There's no stop loss on this earth that will stop you from being fucked by overnight fuckage. All right? People get fucked overnight every day. Overnight is the general fucking time that people get fucked. That is the fucking time. That's why people go out on dates and they take people home for the night, because they're going to fuck them. So don't fucking be fucked by that. This strategy does not work overnight at all. And this is just one strategy. I'm not saying don't ever hold a stock overnight, but don't hold a short on something volatile like this shit that falls under these conditions. That's fucking stupid. So close that bitch out. Just watch it, and it's like, oh, 500, 600, 400, 500. Just fucking, like, realize when you want to fucking stop looking at the motherfucking screen and the motherfucking phone. When you're done fucking wanting to glance over at that shit, and you want to fucking just take some money, fucking close it out. Take your 500. Take your 300. Take whatever it is that you made, and count it as a win. And you didn't make your fucking target, but who gives a shit if you didn't make your target at this point? You're lucky you didn't take a loss. Many times in between October and today, during this period where I have not lost any money, which is unbelievable, but that's been super lucky, like I told you. It's nothing to do with skill. It's everything to do with luck. And many times I've had to take less than 1,000. I have not made $1,000 a day. I've made between like 100 and 4,500 was the most that I ever made in this period, which is fucking ridiculous. But anyway, you get that, and you close it out. And even if you're following that stock down all goddamn day, and you're down to that 4,500 mark, and your stop loss is at like 4,400 or 4,200 or whatever it is, and you're reaching the market close the bitch out, because your stop loss is not going to work after market unless you have a brokerage that does that. So make sure you close that bitch out. Just close it at what it's at. If you get to like fucking 350 and the thing is still going down, do not hold it overnight. Just take your money. Take your fucking money, and you will be golden. So that's the strategy that I've been using for the last couple months. I've been very lucky with it, but even if I'm not lucky with it, even beforehand, because I've been using this strategy before October as well, and I was also taking some losses. It happens. But overall, the strategy has paid me, even in the periods where I did take the 5% loss on days. It does happen. So that's the strategy. And so as I continue coming to these fucking streams and tell you what stock I shorted for the day, you're going to understand now what I'm doing. Like why it's only one stock and why I'm not showing a portfolio. Because I changed my strategy because the market changed and I noticed this pattern and this is what I'm doing. So tomorrow when I come on here, I might not come on here tomorrow. I forgot I took the day off. On Monday, when I come on here and I say I'm up this or I lost this on this stock, you'll know that I did this strategy here. This is what I'm doing. It's programmatic. No emotions, no deviations. This is what I do. And it is currently making me far more money than I make at my regular job. Way more. And in the end, it's all going to get taxed because you're not holding any of this. It all goes into your realized gains. So make sure you don't spend the money because you're going to get a tax bill for it. And when you get that tax bill, you're going to have to pay your fucking capital gains tax on that bitch. So fucking pay it and realize that that's a first world problem that you have. You shouldn't fucking complain about it. You bitch. Alright, so any questions about the strategy? Because this is the time to ask. Because I'm not going to fucking go on about this fucking thing anymore. I'm going to play Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. That's what's going to happen now. It's going to be fucking glorious. I'm going to give about 2 minutes for fuckers in chat. There's like 8 people. I'm so glad there's only 8 people in here, seriously. Because I do not want this strategy to be fucking something that anyone... I don't want a fucking investment firm to start doing this. Then I'm fucked. Then I have to change it. Then I gotta fucking change the goddamn strategy. So, it's good. This is the first time... It's the only time I'm happy to see a low view count. But if any of you motherfuckers watching this have a question about this is done, it's very programmatic. Now is the fucking time to ask this shit. Moog Trail, I'm going to look at some of these old comments too, just to make sure. I'm not going to let you invest your dick in my ass. Sorry. Dick in the ass is a poor investment. Unless you're trying to fucking collect AIDS, in which case, yeah, you might get a return on that. Trinio has put some times out there, and those times are not relevant to this. The 6 o'clock time is, because that's when you should wake up to take your shower and drink your coffee before you do your fucking study. Okay. E-Trade is my brokerage, so I generally look in E-Trade for the info. I can't show you the screen because of that. I can go over my trade yesterday and show you what happened. So that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. I can go into Market Watch. I hate Market Watch, by the way, but I can show you history in here, so that's important. So yesterday's $2,500 win was on. Let me look in my account and in my orders and see what the stock was. All right, not open executed orders. So it was RNXT. It's a pharmaceutical company that met all of my criteria. And let's look at the RNXT history for the Market Watch. All right. So this is today with RNXT. It is down to 8.15 today. It tanked in the morning. Who cares? It doesn't meet the criteria today, by the way. It never did. It started trading. Well, I mean, I don't even know where the pre-market's at. Show me pre-market, you piece of shit. It's really important. Ah, fuck me. I hate fucking Market Watch. I just use the E-Trade client to do most of this. Overview, add to watch list, advanced charting. Let's do it advanced charting. 1 year. I want 5 days. Okay, so this will show the pre-market too. All right, so what happened on November 10th, which should be yesterday, I think. I don't even know what day it is because I have the day off today. Forgive me. When I take the day off, things do not fucking get clear in my mind. 238 at 11:11, so that was yesterday. So this is what happened. We've got this pre-market activity happening here, and I want to zoom in, and I don't know how to fucking do that. You gonna let me fucking do anything? Fucking shitty ass chart. So anyway, here's what time is this? Not that there's no pre-market data on this. There's no fucking pre-market data on this. This is a fucking horrible chart. It's fucking horrible. Um, I don't know if I can get E-Trade to show me this without showing my account. I might be able to show you an E-Trade window here. I just do not want my fucking account showing. Alright, doesn't show. Alright, good. I think it doesn't show. Alright, coming in here. Okay, so here's RNXT. This shows pre-market, which is important. Let's go to 5 days. And it's got pre-market and post-market in there. And let's go to the advanced chart. Alright, so let's go to 5 days. Alright. Can I zoom in? Extended hours on. There we go. 5 days. And I don't know what time it is. Open for, that's 9:45. Doesn't make sense. This is not showing pre-market data at a good level. I wonder if it'll let me go backwards. Will it let me go to the previous day here? No, it'll let me highlight time. I do this on my phone, use large chart. Okay, whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. Let me fucking see the goddamn pre-market. This is not what happened. This did not go up 9:45 p.m. It did. God damn it. That other chart, the little chart's the only one that I can trust. So we need to go back to the chart. I need to leave it. Sorry, guys. I had a chart that showed pre-market, post-market on a motherfucker, and now it's not working anymore. There it is. Okay, this is good enough. It's shitty detail level, but it's good enough. So here we are at fucking 7 a.m., which is when I made the call. Okay, so what happened is at 7 a.m. I got it for 1040, which I'm not even seeing on this chart, but I got the stock for 1040, and it went down almost immediately in pre-market to 845. And that was the point where I had set that. I'd been following it at that point down past 1,000 because I'd already gotten 1,000, and then it popped back up, and it popped up hard when the market opened. But I was already out by that point, and then it went down to further down from where I'd done. So had I held, I would have made more money. But I don't give a fuck about that. I give a fuck about making my $1,000 or more. So I didn't take any of this loss when this bitch popped up and got all my money here. But had I invested up, it was the same level. 1111 was the highest it went. I went in at 1040. This is not 5% greater. 1111 is not greater than 1040, is it? 5%? It's close. It's real close. It is real close. But it's within the tolerance even then of what I paid at the beginning, because there was a point where I was able to get 1040 for that fucking thing right at the crack of dawn. And I bought it right at the crack of dawn, knowing that that was a fucking stupid price for this fucking company. So then it goes down and here, and it's gone down even further. But the point is, that was the chart that I followed yesterday to make the 2,500. And I got lucky on that one. I get lucky all the time on this, luckily. But you also could lose, and this almost got to the point where I would have taken a loss, but it definitely went into the win well before then, and very far down into the win. Like 850 is, I remember I sold it at 850, and then it was originally trading for $5, and it got some good news. The good news was, here's the news, by the way, you can see it right here. It announced final data for an observational registry study of 21 Pancreas Club's annual meeting. All right, that was the news that caused this to happen. And I'm sorry to say, presentation of final data at a later date is not the it's not it doesn't justify a 40% or more increase. In this case, this stock went up to almost 100% more than it was. It was 1040, so that would be 1040 compared to 530. It's like 95% of what it was. It's fucking ridiculous. That's stupid. Just because you're presenting your final data at a fucking conference does not double the value of your company, especially if you're fucking losing money. And you can get all the stats for these stocks in whatever brokerage firm you've got. You can see the EPS of negative 16. That means they're not profitable. See, all the shit that I was talking about, all the criteria that I set, all that criteria is here. I follow my rules. If that was a profitable company, I would not have fucking done it. I would have been like, well, it's ridiculous, but the company's profitable, too risky. So, good fucking question on the where do you check the info? I use E-Trade for the most part. You can also use MarketWatch. I hate MarketWatch. I like E-Trade, but I sometimes use MarketWatch too. There's a thing called Power E-Trade that will give you advanced charts, but it only works in the post-market, which or in the normal market hours. It doesn't work for pre-market, which is fucking lame. But you can go into Power E-Trade, and it's got really fucking professional ass looking charts in there that you can use. But the charts don't matter. The strategy doesn't require charts, except for the one thing where you make sure that the company is losing money long term. Well, by the way, let's look at that. Oh, look, it's losing money long term. Following my fucking guidelines. Very important that you fucking check all those boxes before you take the plunge. That's what the fucking 20 minutes before the fucking pre-market opens is for. And that's why the ass crack of dawn is not optional with this strategy. You gotta fucking be that early worm, and you get the bird. That's the fucking way this works. Alright, Final Fantasy fucking... Wait. Yes, that is what E-Trade is what I use to invest and close. Yes, absolutely. I use E-Trade for everything right now. I have a very large E-Trade account that started at $5,000. My part of the account is at $70,000 now. Kaio's part of the account is at $30,000. And there's another couple accounts I have that are not like 401k accounts and accounts for banks and other things where I've got more money. But the money that I put in investments, it's in E-Trade. I don't go for anything else. The reason I continue to use E-Trade and don't move, even though they don't have some of the features that I would like to see, is because they don't charge me for transactions, trades, anything, no commission. I'm a commission-free trader on here. They've granted me like some executive fucking, I don't know what it's fucking called, but they did that for me. So when I think that was when I hit $40,000 from $5,000, they awarded me unlimited trades for no money. And that's fucking awesome. And there's exceptions to that. You're still going to pay hard to borrow interest, which is a thing I didn't mention. It's minimal. It's going to probably be like $50 at the most for a day of trading a hard to borrow stock. And you're still going to pay fees if they have to fucking smooth out one of your transactions, if you fucking get margin called with a buy and a sell on both sides, which or buy and a short on both sides, which happens sometimes. And you got to fucking eat $25 if that occurs. But anyway, now you know more about stocks. Fucking play some Final Fantasy V, see what this fucking remake is like. Hope fucking Final Fantasy V. There's two of them. I've got this Final Fantasy V and this Final Fantasy V. Which one of these motherfucking things is the one that I just put? Playtime, 40 hours. Well, that's not it. No playtime. This is the one. Let's fucking go! And you are welcome, Redacted Virus. And this will be archived in Twitch for 60 days. And then it will be in Bum's Dumpster that Real Dr. Tran fucking robotically controls for me on YouTube. And that fucking archive is infinite, so you can go there and look at this. You can also see my long trading advice, which I've done on Bum's Dumpster. Easy. I think I muted myself by accident. Alright, so we're in, and we've got only new game as an option. This is a beautiful moment in time to have this. I played this game so many times because, like, I was one of the first people to play this fucking game in Japanese when I didn't understand a damn bit of Japanese. Zero. I was following a GameFAQs guide on this bitch and playing this shit when I was fucking 18. 22 years ago! And then I found a ROM hack to translate it. I played that. The character's name was Butts instead of Bart or whatever the fuck it really is. Batsu is, I think, which means X in Japanese. I know that. I don't remember what the fucking katakana is now on the legit version of this. But I mean, I fucking followed a goddamn guide and played this thing in Japanese, not knowing a motherfucking thing. But it's a glorious moment to play it again with this insanely good music. Let's fucking watch the intro where the dragon spreads its wings. You bitch. I'm probably going to continue playing for another hour and 10 minutes before I wake Kaio up and we start having the rest of our day. I cannot wait to retire. I'll do this all day long. This is gonna be how my life is. Wake up at fucking noon. Fucking play games on here. Do whatever I want. It's coming, guys. It's inevitable. Even if my stock strategies don't work, it's inevitable because I'm still making income from my jobs. It's just inevitable. I'm gonna fucking retire. It's hard to fucking come to grips with the fact that that's actually gonna happen, but it is. It's fucking ridiculous. I've put so much fucking time in my life into making that happen. Sorry for not being one of those streamers that, oh, let me change the game here, that does the dialogue for you and does voice acting. That ain't happening. I think that's fucking annoying. 9 times out of 10, that fucking turns me off. I end up having to watch something else. There's the update. So now all the people that don't want to watch fucking stocks can watch. That piano is so good. That's such a good piano compared to the old piano. That's such a good... This is good music. That's the only reason I recommend buying all of these, is because the music remastery is really good. For this intro, this is fucking spectacularly orchestrated. That tremolo is fantastic. That's a translation that's an interesting choice. What in blazes? So this intro is scored to the timing of the voices. So I have no control. I'm hands-free here, by the way. And here we fucking come on our hero, Butts. We're gonna name him Butts if we can. They allow us to rename him. For the nostalgia factor. It's not possessive Blazes, former Reaper, it's just Blazes, plural. Just to let you know. But you should use the expression. If you use it, holy shit, that's nice. It's a nice fucking pixel remastery there. That meteor looks like it means business. They strapped a GoPro to it. If a meteor really impacted the Earth this hard, there would be dust clouds and things would be very bad. But you'll realize later that this is still scientifically accurate because of the nature of this meteor. I'm not going to spoil it to you. Okay, I think I know how to play Final Fantasy. Thanks a lot. Alright. Got a chocobo, so I'm not going to get attacked. And there's the meteor. It's right there. So we didn't see the impact. They could have fucking done that. I remember I always went up here, and then you can't go up anywhere. And then you only have one choice where to go at this point, which is the meteor. Butts and Boko, that's the name of this chocobo. I don't think you can rename the chocobo. I'd rename him Mushroom Head. But yep, it's Boko. You're not renaming that motherfucker. It's Boko the chocobo. Question is, how much easier are they going to make this, like they made Final Fantasy IV so much easier. This has always been an easy fight, but I'm wondering if they jacked up the level up amounts and stuff like they did to the other one. Fucking bitches allow or deny. Okay, look at this. You have used terms because you tried, instead of actually typing out fucking bitches, which you can do on this chat, you've put abbreviations of fucking bitches. Okay, Novine works. You can swear on here. The real things. I have to fucking moderate your comments because you fucking didn't put fucking bitches in there like you should have. So I'm allowing that. Now fucking bitches is allowed. So you can now misspell your swears. But I just know that unless it's fucking some racial bullshit, I'm going to let you say whatever the fuck you want to say on here. Just don't fucking personally harass people and don't get all racial and you'll be fine. But you can fucking swear all day long in this chat. It's preferred. You bitch. I mean, it's an easy. I mean, you have to do that in other fucking channels, so I understand. But I've already permitted almost every term out there. Not those though; those were new ones. I don't follow political channels. I'd unfollow that shit too. You're making a good choice. Fuck politics. It's a bunch of corruption everywhere. None of it's any good. None of it. Okay, good. Barts. See, they changed it from butts to Barts. We're gonna do it right. Huh? I can't type. Select. Why can't I type? No. There we go. There we go. We got it. Alright, that needs to be done. I'm Butts, bitch. I'm a chocobo riding motherfucker named Butts. Lick a nut. Alright, bye-bye. Oh, wait. Nope, he's not letting her go. Alright, she's coming with you now. We got her? We've got her. Alright, over there. Oh, it's some old bitch. They even fucking named him pretty much the way I named him. Old bitch. God, this music is good. Sakes Alive! Alright, we've got What in Blazes, and now it's Sakes Alive. Another translation wonder here in this. They really fucking toned it down. His name is Golf. That Glock is fucking crystal. It's crystal clear. It's fucking gorgeous. That oboe is real. That's a real fucking oboe. That pizzicato's real too. This is ridiculous. They did better on the music in this one than they did on 4. So far, anyway. Well, he did get fucking damn near hit. He was pinned under the motherfucker. I mean... It's a little sus, you're right, but it's probably legit. He remembered his name anyway. Alright. Deuces, bitches. And all that whatnot. There's another one. You're gonna get a lot of expressions out of this game. You can teach your fucking 3-year-old all these ones. I think I'm gonna teach Yuna all of these fucking non-offensive expressions to use as exclamatories and shit. It's pretty cool. She already says, my goodness and shit like that. These are all good vocabulary. Prepare her for swearing in the future. Get the fuck out of here, Boko. Fuck these bitches. They don't matter. We got nowhere to go, as usual. Mystically, though, now something happens here. That happened to me once on a bicycle. That was fucked. I flew right over the motherfucker and flipped over. I was on my back. That was fucked. It was like 33 years ago. The wheel literally stopped from some object and the fucking whole bike flipped over. I let go and fucking flew and flipped over and hit my goddamn back. Didn't break anything. I had a hell of a mark though. It's a good thing you fucking stopped here, you stupid chocobo. You almost fucking got us fucking killed. Dumbass. What's up, Pale Voyager? You caught the gaming portion of the stream. Glad you're here. We're fucking playing some of this excellent music. Enhanced Final Fantasy V, which is worth it for the music. Oh, the chocobo can jump. That drum set is fucking going off. Fucking awesome. scoop these bitches up. They can't take care of themselves. They're worthless without me. Without butts. Final Fantasy V is awesome. Agreed. Story could be better, but the fucking game is solid. That Rhodes piano right here. That's smooth shit. They made really good orchestration choices this time. Can't go to Tool now, bitch. Now you're stuck with my chocobo. Ride that shit. This motherfucker probably forgot his fucking name again. Get fucking hit all the time. It's like he's in the NFL. He's pretty dead. Not just dead set. Look at the motherfucker. Guy's gonna fucking collapse under his own weight. Well, great. Your fucking wind is calling for you. He's accusing her already. Fucking trying to trap this bitch in.
You bitch!
Novin works, thanks for the host. Hopefully we'll get a fucker or two in here. By the way, the game is 20% off right now, from $19 to whatever the fuck it is. That's what this game costs. I'm not reviewing it though. I obviously love Final Fantasy. The game is good because of the music. Done. It's worth the remaster just for the music. For me anyway. Oh, this song is the fucking classic starting song of Final Fantasy V. They got that trumpet solo just right. We're all bitches, Novi. Every fucking one of us. Now there's no fucking blockage here, so that's kind of like, you would think I wouldn't be able to go south after all that shit, but whatever. And this is magically turned into a fucking cave, so it's great. Oh, it's insane, Pale. This is worth it for the music. Just for the tracks I've heard. This is the best reorchestration yet of all of the remasters. Period. I don't know if it's the same team or not. They really fucking hit it with this one. Yep, we're abandoning you, you motherfucker. See ya never. Stupid chocobo. Oh yeah. Let's listen to this fucking track. Sorry for being slow. Oh, that's good fucking... Like, they took a big old piece of sheet metal and rolled that shit. That's good. No, that's a gong. That's a fucking gong. That ain't sheet metal. You can always catch up on the VODs or not. Good to your back. Moving hell sucks. I'm done with that shit. I'm planted. I'm not leaving. This is my house. I'm gonna turn it into the fucking most awesome house anyone's ever seen. I hope you're done too, but if you're not, hopefully you'll be in a situation where you're not paying rent. See what's happening. I wonder if it's a recovery swing. Nice. This is the music you have to hear all the time, so it better be good. It's rocking out. They put multiple violins on the violin part. Very good. Very good. The drummer in this is going off. Good for them. So this is a farming point if you want to farm. I'm not going to be farming in this. You can just restore yourself over and over again. Fighting bats. And there ain't much to this at this moment. Because no jobs, nothing like that. So you're just going to see me spam attack a bunch. It's so good, Tail. It's so fucking good. I am thoroughly impressed. I'm so glad Uematsu was alive to be involved. That bass drum is real too. It's not one of those puss-ass marching bass drums. It's one of those big-ass fucking cowhide motherfucking bass drums. Where they kill the fucking bovine to fucking make the thing that you need. As if it's not obvious enough that that skull is a switch, they demonstrate it for us this time. This thing was apparently, there was no exit to this place before, so they had this switch here to get to this one room where there's just a recovery spring, and I forgot what was even in the chest. Wasn't it a cap or something? I think it was. It was. Let's go ahead and take that, put it on. Onto butts. I don't want to look at that. I want to go to the left. What the fuck is wrong with you? Dumb motherfucker. Now, this is just outside, I think. It's trapped, too. I'm pretty sure there's nothing there. Yeah, it's just an overlook. Oh, that'd be sweet if it was a fucking buffalo drum. I've never played one of those. God damn. I'm definitely gonna enjoy fucking fighting with the music being what it is. God, even this sounds good. Oh, the oboe choice is good. Or bassoon. It's probably a bassoon. Sounds like a bassoon. Bite binge! It is a great surprise. You want on this call? You let me know. I'll fucking get you in here if you want to do that. It's fucking Veterans Day, man. I'm fucking off. Alright, he's calling already on Discord. I don't have it open on my computer. Let me get it open. My phone is fucking going off the hook. You can listen to this track while we fucking get the Discord going. There's Discord. Bite binge.
You bitch.
Hello, how's it going?
Welcome. Thank you for your subscription, Pale Voyager. You're fucking
It was
legend.
all to me joining you that he subscribed.
Exactly. I know that you were the reason that happened just now. He was just talking about how he missed you, actually. So I think you really did trigger it.
You bitch.
What? You missed me? I'm
God damn, Central System 1
just
too.
as much as I
Coming
normally
in.
am.
You are
Oh, well,
fucking
I haven't been streaming
blowing
myself
this.
very much.
You've been blowing this shit up, dude.
Man. All because of my wonderful, wonderful voice, I assume.
You gotta assume it. This motherfucker's just sleeping here. What
See,
did I...
Pale Voyager has an even lower voice than me, so...
He does. Whole motherfucking cave is asleep.
My voice is a little bit more nasally than his.
Yeah, you do a bunch of impressions too, and you change your voice a lot. Alright, we're on this fucking pirate ship. Let's steal this motherfucking thing. Get out of here.
Oh, so they're talking about it on the Discord, so maybe you need to rule on it. There was a guy that, I guess Mr. Roboto or whatever, that
I know
posted
him.
like a porno video on from X videos. I don't know why, if claiming it wasn't a porno video, so I don't know what he was talking about. But in any case, I banned him for putting up a fucking link to a porno site. And it was a porno video. I mean, I looked at it just to make sure. I was like, all right, let me just make sure.
That must have been hard. That must have been hard for you to do that.
I was like, all right, guy fingering a woman's pussy. I think I could safely say this is a porno ban.
Yeah, we do. The Discord is not for jerking off. That's what Pornhub is for. No judgment if you're gonna fucking jerk off, but that's not what that fucking Discord is for. So it's kind of too bad for Mr. Roboto. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna allow the ban. That sucks. But that I've said several times that I'm not against porn in any way, but we're not a fucking, that's not a porno Discord. Something else. That's fucking weird. Yeah, I don't go on that Discord enough. I need to do that more often.
Plus,
Yeah.
I even had people on there like saying like, "Bite, like, where's the fucking
Banhammer?
Where's the management here? Where's the
Banhammer? Yeah, they probably are asking that shit. Well, we're pretty lazy. I'm gonna admit. So if something happens on that Discord, it may be a while before anybody responds.
Yeah, it
Good
took me
or
like
bad.
a day and a half or 2 days to notice it, something like that.
Well, anyway, thanks for doing it. You made the right call. We can't have fucking porn on there. We could have just done a warning, but nah, fuck it. Seriously, we gotta make an example out of him. He ain't banned from the chat or nothing, though. He can still come on to Twitch and shit.
So I'm looking back at it.
You just wanted to watch the video again, right?
No. When you ban them, you choose to remove their comments, so it did.
Oh, okay, it's out of there. So what are you looking back at then if it's gone?
I'm just looking at the event. It was back on like the 31st or the 1st of November, and Lord Gino was even saying, "Tommy the Commie, where is the order?" I don't know if I want to click that. Said comp.
You don't want to
Maybe
click
both.
it. I mean, you do if you want to watch some porn, but that's not what the fucking Discord's for. Like I said, I bet you there's better porn you could be watching than the one that guy fucking put on there.
I assume there was something weird about that particular porno, but we don't. I don't.
I'll never
care.
know.
Like, don't-
I'll have to live the rest of my life not knowing. But did he put any context as to why that link was put on there? I mean,
He said something about, "Have you guys seen blah blah blah? This is not a porno."
This is not a porno, but there was someone fingering
It was
someone's
obviously
pussy.
a porno. I looked at it to make sure, and it was on the site xvideos.com.
Xvideos is a porno site, yes.
And I clicked through it just to make sure, even though I know
Again,
100% there's going to be
Bite
pornographic
Binge is just
material,
doing
but
it
just
for
to
us
be
all.
safe, I will click on it.
He took that porno
confirm
from
it's there.
everyone. Yep, he just made sure that see that fingering action for you.
I saw
That's
the
the
fingering
service.
action, close up a finger inside a vagina. I'm like, all right, I think I can safely say I have confirmed that this is a pornographic video.
Yep, for sure. We're going to the fucking brig. Yeah, good call. Thanks for fucking watching some smut for us. It's always the hard thing to do. You take all the hard knocks for us, man. It's like that kind of service is just it's above and beyond. That's what it is. It's above and beyond. See, his amnesia is sus. Absolutely. You were dead on the money with that. Your virgin eyes are no longer virgin anymore.
Oh, you're supposed to insult me.
Am I? Oh, hey, look at that. Hell. I thought... You probably fucking jerked to that fucking porno. Or into a fucking Kleenex before you banned that motherfucker.
Why is that an insult? That's a compliment. You just complimented me.
That you jerked it to that porno? You probably didn't even throw your fucking shit away when you were done. Probably just left it on the floor.
It's still on my hands right now.
The cum?
I wasn't gonna implicitly state, but yes. Explicitly state.
See, the insults just come right on. He doesn't even wash his fucking hands. It's sparkly. It dries in. That's how he is. But he's not even insulted by it, which further fucking takes my insult to the next level. So that's what you got. Don't shake this motherfucker's hand. You're not only gonna get COVID-19, you're also gonna get some fucking STD as well.
See, Pale Voyager was saying, I'm just not getting bet in the comments.
So if Bite Binge was to finger a bitch the way that he did in that porno, he would also possibly impregnate her. That's where he's at. That's
I'm
the
pretty
power
sure once it's been on your finger for like, that was like a week and a half ago. I'm pretty sure that it would be crusty and like they're dead at this point.
No, it's like when you put a bee in the freezer, like they can come back to life, just like your sperm. I mean, the COVID might have died, but the fucking sperm, when the moisture returns, a couple of them might still fucking be kicking. Come back for the dead. I mean, they're not very complicated cells, you know.
Alright, our media is asking on the Discord, can you have a clarification on that rule, please? What counts as pornographic? Also, why are links not allowed? It's not like you gotta click on them. Make a not suitable for work channel or something.
No. The Discord... Okay, here's the rule. Don't put porno on the Discord. The reason why we don't put porno on the Discord is not because we don't approve of porno. We both think porno's fine. It's just that's not the place for porno. We're not a fucking porno organization. If I wanted to do porno, I would make a giant-ass porno website that had better fucking category searches that allowed you to do more filtering, and I'd build a database that was better than the ones that there are, and we would make money off of it. That's how we would handle it. That Discord is for communication with people who watch Twitch so that we can fucking play games with them and get them on chat every once in a while and fucking put recipes and stock strategies and shit on there. That's what the fucking Discord is for. It is not for porn. Like, if you like porn, great, fucking watch it somewhere else. If you have a recommendation for a porn site, just type out, hey, check X videos out, search for this. Don't fucking put a link in there, because someone might click that shit, doesn't want to fucking do that. Everybody here has jobs and shit, no one wants to have that shit. Like, you might be on your 15-minute break or whatever on my Discord, and if some motherfucker sees you doing that shit or you click some shit on mistake, you're gonna end up being in trouble for that shit. We don't want people getting in trouble, and if I was in the business of fucking distributing porn, I would do it right. I wouldn't do it like with some fucking Twitch viewer posting a shitty link. That's not what it is. That's not the function of the motherfucking Discord. So that's why, yeah, I know Discord doesn't ban it itself. Go to another Discord where there's a bunch of people that put their thumbs up their asses or something and fucking talk to them about porn. There are fucking channels dedicated to that shit. Mine is dedicated to getting drunk and playing video games. It's different. It's not dedicated to porn. Again, no fucking shade. If you fucking watch porn, that's just fine. Who gives a shit? I sure don't. But don't fucking put it in there. That's what the rule is. That's the clarification of the motherfucking rule. It's there to make it a place you can go without getting fucking accused of fucking doing that shit while you're working.
Well, there you go, our meaty.
Because not everybody works for CNN. Not everybody gets a second chance if they fucking view porn at work. And there are enough people...
Back to the CNN guy,
yeah,
huh?
well,
you have to explain the story for people who
he's
didn't
a legend.
hear it.
Oh, there's this guy on CNN. You should explain it. You know more. You know who the guy's name is and shit. There was a guy.
I had to look it up. I never remember. It's like Tubin. Is it Mike Tubin? I think.
I don't know.
Mike Tubin, I think.
There was a fucking dude on CNN who was on a Zoom call and fucking jerked it. Like
That's
during
Jeff
the call.
Tubin. Jeffrey Tubin.
He didn't know he was on the fucking call jerking it. and he fucking whipped it out and fucking he let one loose, and they fucking removed him after that. But then they let him come back. Apparently, his apology was enough.
He was gone for 8 months after exposing himself on a Zoom call.
Don't fucking watch porn at work.
You see, he probably clicked on Mr. Roboto's link is the problem. He's on his Zoom call. He's checking out the Bum Number One Discord. There happened to be, a link to a thing. He's like, oh, let me see. This guy says it's not porno. Let me click on this.
He couldn't control himself after he saw it.
He's turned on. He's got to start doing it. He's got to get it started.
He couldn't let that thing fucking lie where it was. He had to fucking finish it off.
See, you overdid it. Now look at Armides' comment. He's like, all right, damn. You like bombarded him with your fucking policy, hammered him over the head about it.
Yeah, well, Armedi, he fucking admitted, which I would not do, that he's done that at work. Like, you even in a stupid place like this, you do not want to be on the record about that shit. That's the kind of thing that should remain secret if you fucking have a fucking secret like that. That's stupid. You're being stupid. Stop being fucking stupid, man. You're gonna fucking lose your job unless you already lost it.
Well, he also was asking, like, can he put fully clothed pics that are sexy, though? Is that his goal? Like, I don't get why he's so into putting up some degree of between 1 and 10 sexual content on the server. I don't know why he's so enthralled by that.
I'm not gonna care if it's not porn, if it's not naked fucking pictures and shit. I'm probably gonna let it slide. Just use your judgment. If that's all you're doing on there is fucking posting scantily clad fucking women or men on there, it's probably gonna, because you gotta understand it goes both ways, right? Like, as soon as we let fucking pictures of fucking bikini clad fucking women be all over the motherfucking things, people are gonna start putting fucking dudes in Speedos and shit on there, and I can't be like, well, women only, because that's fucked. That's totally fucked. So then it's just gonna become this fucking circus of bullshit. But, like, once or twice, probably I'm not gonna give a shit. But if it becomes this fucking thing that's just gone out of control, we'll probably warn you and get you the fuck out of there. It's not what that place is for. But if you're putting some anime waifu on there and there's like a fucking reason for it or whatever, I mean, it's no big deal. Just don't fucking put porn on there. No hentai. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. Just fucking use your best judgment. It really should not be fucking hard. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, no.
This is something, like, I'm confused that it's difficult for you to draw the line, honestly.
So, and if you post a picture of Paul Rudd, we will have to ban you because that's just too sexy, no matter how much clothes he's wearing. That's just going too far.
Well, Bipinch will do it. I don't know. I don't even know who that is. So.
You don't know who Paul Rudd is?
Mm-mm. Is he a fat bald guy?
No. How do you not know who Paul Rudd is? He played Ant-Man in the Marvel Universe.
I play video games.
He's been in lots of things, but I mean,
I'm culturally inept. You have to understand that.
He originally was in Clueless back in the 90s.
I've never seen that either, so I don't know what the fuck that is. I think Clueless is some Alicia Silverstone movie, am I right about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I first...
Yeah, but I've not watched it, but I remember that was a movie.
He's been in Knocked Up.
Okay, even Pale thinks I'm uncultured. I am uncultured, guys. My focus in life is on money and video games and my family. That's it.
He's an anchor man.
Like, I like to laugh. He's not a comedian, is he?
He's a comedic actor.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, well, I just don't know him then.
I mean, there's a difference. When you say comedian, to me, that means someone who goes to a club,
that's
has
a comedian.
Material.
Yep, that's a comedian to me. Yeah.
That is what... Now, if you're Jim Carrey, at least you did do stand-up in the beginning.
He's a comedian. You know, Jim Carrey's a stand-up comedian. He's a comedian.
Okay, yeah, then you give it to him. But, like...
Yeah, definitely.
Paul Rudd doesn't do stand-up, as far as I know.
He's not a comedian.
He's just a comedic actor. But he's a cool guy, and he's funny, though. Anyway, the joke was
that white
in case
serpent
you guys-
almost crossed the fucking line right there. They almost crossed the line. They did.
But the reason why I was
difference?
making that joke, which is based off of a recent news story I saw, which is that I guess People Magazine named Paul Rudd the sexiest man alive right now for 2021. So
Wow.
that's what my joke was based off of.
How old is the motherfucker?
I think he's really old. He's like 48. I don't know. I'm guessing, but
Game with its white serpents.
he is 52 years old. He's 52.
See, I'm sorry, a 52-year-old man is not the sexiest man alive.
Well,
I'd
according
bet
to
a-
People Magazine,
I'd
you're
bet
wrong.
a good fucking amount of money that I'm sexier than that guy. And that's saying something, because I ain't that sexy. But I'm younger, and my
Put a
body
poll.
is
Okay,
probably
do a
in better
poll. Do a
shape.
poll right now. Do a poll right now. It's a poll. Who's sexier?
All right,
Bum number
let's
one
do
or
it.
Paul Rudd?
I mean, Ian, these are all bum number one fan people. It's not a very fair poll, but let's do it.
So I think
I
some
don't even
people
know
will
who
be
this
realistic.
motherfucker is. I'm into this. This poll is something I want to do. So we're gonna do that. We've got 11 people that could contribute to the poll, and then you and me, obviously, and then you could spend points.
See,
on it.
Armidi said Paul Rudd looks pretty good. See,
I mean,
You never
pretty
know. You
Good.
don't
I
know
look
where he's
better
gonna
than
go on
pretty
his
good.
vote.
I'm better than pretty good. Fuck Twitch. I hate this shit. Fucking shoving this shit in my face. All right, we're almost there, guys. Hold on. Bullshit. Streaming tools? No. Content? How the fuck do you do this?
yeah, I mean, yeah, Paul Rudd's not a must-know. I will admit, Pale the Ledger, but I mean, it's not like not knowing who John Cleese is or something. You know what I mean? It's not on that level. Who's John Cleese? John Cleese. You don't know who John Cleese is? Mogo Terrell says, not enough concluding factors. Quick bum, take your shirt off.
Okay, sexier is not allowed. You can't do polls about who's sexier.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, then I guess you gotta say who is more attractive.
Yep, that's what I have to do. Alright, the poll is up. We can fucking take a look at that poll as it goes. And I am clearly the advantage right now. But I'm competing against a 55-year-old, so I mean, I'm not too fucking impressed, honestly. You gotta pay for that shrimp shit right now in shots. I don't even know what I'm... Is this the save point? Yeah, I'm fucking lost already. This music is so good.
Logo Trails is continuing his thing and saying, let's see them bodacious gronkers. Flash the shrimp
We've
nits.
got the shrimp shit. There it is.
No, he wants the shrimp nits.
There's only one shrimp
He's
shit.
expecting you when you pull up your shirt that you're gonna have
Look at this.
shrimps
This is
like
the
where
most-
your nipples should
This is
be.
the most fucking diarrhea shit. This shit
You think
sells
that
on the
like
market.
there's like a little
My
trail
fucking
of
special
shrimp shit
dish.
coming out of
Look
each
at
of my
this
nipples,
shit.
and that if I was to fucking nurse a baby, that they would be fucking nursing shrimp shit out of me. It's an interesting. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm too distracted. Gotta get over here. There's white serpents and black goblins all up in this.
Oh, you changed it. I was gonna spend channel points to vote again, but you changed it. Now you need bits to vote. You fucker.
Yeah,
I can't.
Oh, I need to
I
vote
can't
too.
I can't sway the vote. I can't like.
You can
use my
sway it
channel
by
points.
one. You can use it. You can sway it by one, and you have. You've swayed it by
Yeah,
one.
but then before you
Is
had
that-
it to where like I could just use like 100 channel points.
I mean, it depends on the poll. This one channel points I don't give a shit about. You gotta pay to sway this vote. This has gotta be a pretty true vote. If someone really thinks I'm sexier than Paul Rudd, they can pay and get a little bit of extra leverage there. Or you could fucking give me $5 and prove me wrong here, which would be fantastic. Please do it.
$5 so that I can just prove you wrong. Now I gotta
Exactly.
put more in. No,
It'd
yeah,
be
$5.
$5 is what you need to put in there. You
Then
already got your
one
free vote.
personal. I don't think it's worth $5 to get Paul Rudd to win this poll. It's not a good use of my $5. It's like I could get 5 hamburgers from McDonald's, or have
5
Paul
McDoubles.
Rudd
You can get
win
5
the
McDoubles.
poll about who's better looking.
You can get 5 McDoubles from McDonald's for that. Hamburgers are cheaper. You could probably get 6 hamburgers from McDonald's for that much, if you care about McDonald's. I used to work there, I know.
See, Mogo Turtles is asking how many channel points to take the shirt off.
Morning, Kyle. How much to take my shirt off? Now, channel points?
Channel points,
none,
yeah.
none. No channel points for taking the shirt off. You want to see that shit, you're going to need to pay hard cash. $50 in bits or donations.
Okay.
I'll do that. I ain't below that.
Perfectly.
I'll invest
It's
that
in
shit.
line with the terms of service, I think, for Twitch. I hope.
I think I could take my shirt off. Pretty sure.
Nips and everything. Maybe you should blur your nipples just to be safe.
They're expensive as shit. Yeah, I'm not fucking around.
What if you blur your nipples? Would that make it better?
Or you could just watch the fucking Papa Cap videos where I have my shirt off the whole motherfucking time, and just you could get off to that for free.
Yeah, but we don't know. They could be better now than they were then.
Oh,
your
they
nipples.
are better now, but that's not the point. You could still get them for free. I've taken my shirt off before. It's not the first time. Just watch.
No one wants to look
dude.
at nipples from 20 years ago. They want to look at nipples from the year 2021.
Then they gotta pay. The times have changed. Alright, let's kill this fucking bird. Let's hear the music.
Why is the bird hopping? Is there something wrong with his wings?
Yes. Clearly. He's grown too big.
Is his head falling? His head is sliding off of his body, it seems like.
God damn, this is fucking going off. This music is so good.
When's he gonna use a wind attack on you?
Probably soon.
I guess you're just hitting him over and over.
That's all I can do right now.
He's clapping for you.
No, he's fucking hiding himself like a puss.
Oh. You won somehow. The poll.
Somehow, I fucking overwhelmed it. You were the only dissenting opinion.
How do you know it was me?
Because
I
you
could've
said
voted
it
for
was you. You previously said it. That's why.
I could have lied.
You could have. I'm trusting that you weren't lying. Plus, honestly, like, you're the only one that would think that.
You don't even know what Paul Rudd looks like, so how could you vote for
He's
yourself
55.
when you don't even know what he looks like?
He's 55. That's all I need
I
to
said
know.
52, I think.
You said, whatever. 52, 55, whatever. He's too old.
Those aren't the same ages, by the way.
That shit starts shriveling up around that time. You can't be dealing with that. Nice harp. Very classic.
So what is this you're playing exactly? Is this like a,
This is the
a
Final
hack
Fantasy-
version, like
Nope.
a randomizer or anything, or what?
Nope, this is Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster, where they redid all the music, and it is fucking glorious. This music is good as fuck. It's
Okay.
so it's not hacked or anything. I might hack it later if they allow that. This is a PC release, so it's not as easy to hack as the Famicom ones, because you can just go into a hex editor and hack a Famicom game any way you want. But they encrypt a lot of shit in these PC games, so
Your chroma effect from your camera is very confused by the vape.
it may be. Who cares? It's like a ghost.
Me,
in the
I
room.
care. I care about it very deeply.
How do you feel about it?
It makes me feel like you're not actually there. It ruins the illusion of you actually sitting in front of the screen. Like it makes me
So it
calls
makes
attention
it
to
makes
the fact
your
you have a green screen.
experience it makes your experience less enjoyable.
Yeah,
We're
it
keeping it.
kind of takes me out of the moment. Like
We're keeping it.
When I first came to your stream, I thought you were actually sitting there with the game playing behind you, and you had a mirror in front of you, and that's how you're playing. That's what I thought was happening. That you were sitting there actually with the screen behind you, with a mirror in front of you, looking into the mirror, and that's how you're seeing the game.
But I
That's what I
dishelved
thought was
I
happening.
dishelved your illusion. That's even bigger bonus for me.
So there's no mirror that you're staring at to look at the screen that's behind you, right?
No. The screen's in front of me, not behind me.
Well, from my perspective, the screen's behind you.
Exactly. That's right. That's your perspective. See how my hand gets cut off here? That's how
Oh.
it works.
You should teach a class.
I've done that before. I've done that professionally, Bite Binge. Teaching class, that's something I've done a fuck ton of times.
Armidi is letting us all know that he is a Sith Lord by saying, from my perspective, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, well...
Oh, actually, that's a line specifically that Anakin says in the prequels, I think, right? I think that's a specific line that Anakin says.
Well, they kill motherfuckers. They might be. Evil is a perception that you've got, so you can have whatever perception of that you want. I mean, there's some people...
No, if you ever think about it, if
Some
you
people-
think about it this way, no one ever thinks that they're evil. I mean, Hitler didn't
That's
think he was
not
evil.
true.
Stalin
That's not
didn't think
true.
he was evil.
A ton of people
Pol
think
Pot
they're evil.
didn't think he was evil.
No, tons of people think they're evil. That's not true at all. Now, a lot of people don't, but a lot of people do. Some people choose evil and love it and think it's awesome. So you're wrong about that.
I wasn't saying everyone. I was saying there's a lot of people.
Okay, a lot of people, yes. I think you said there's no one. If I believe what you previously said was that there's no one. So I had to contradict you.
Okay, very little people think that they're evil who are evil.
No,
and
the
I would
midgets,
say,
actually, midgets all are equally divided.
I guess I was using
other-
hyperbole, but yes, there are exceptions
Very
to that
few
statement.
people is the correct English grammar to use in that fucking sentence.
No, there's a thing
Little
in
people
English language called
are
hyperbole,
equally capable of evil
where
and good.
someone doesn't dissect your words. You just kind of say, no one thinks they're evil, but they don't have someone
people aren't
like
here-
bum number one
People aren't here
who
to
doesn't understand the concept of hyperbole to sit there and dissect and say, well, actually, there's
No,
a
your
few
grammar
people
was
who kill
incorrect.
people and they think they're. That's the whole. I don't even get to my point. Instead, we're arguing the semantics over something that was obviously hyperbole, but you got to go back and destroy it, and that becomes the last minute and a half that we've had together. And this is what constitutes as content for these fucking people watching your stream. It's terrible.
They need it. They need it. They need to, first of all, they need to see how wrong you are and how often you're wrong, which is so much. That's a clear draw. That's why you got me those subscriptions when you came on in here, because they knew you were going to be wrong, and they knew I was going to fucking point it out. That's the fucking draw, man. That's the draw.
What's the draw? Explain what the draw is again. What's the draw?
The draw is that you come in here
Okay.
and you're
got
wrong.
That. I'm
and
wrong.
I point it out and prove it.
That's just it. That's how it works. That is our interactions.
That's the draw, yes.
I come in here, I'm wrong, and you point it out. You should start putting your stream titles as that. Bum shows up, he's wrong, and I point it out.
Bite shows up, he's wrong, and I point it out. And you know what? I'll do that for you.
Okay, there you go. You're gonna redo your title to say that. So next up on the next segment of Bite's wrong, and I point it out.
Here we go. Now we've got an accurate update of our title now. Thanks for that. That was a good suggestion. Alright, so now I can give these people jobs, I think. So let's fucking do it.
Can it even be a flight attendant?
Nope. Not allowed.
But doesn't the world need flight attendants?
Not this world.
Is there a college that, once you give them a job, they walk out of your party and they come back 2 years later because they finished vacation school? Is that how this works?
No, that's not how this works. You're wrong.
Oh. Well, just how does it work? I wasn't wrong. I asked a question. You can't be wrong about a question.
True. No, that's not how it works. But, I mean, you're kind of wrong.
How? How am I wrong? It was a question. I said, is that how it works? After my statement. You can't even get talking right.
That's, again, incorrect grammar. You can't even get talking right.
You can't. You can't even get talking right.
You can't even speak correctly. That's you, actually. You can't even speak correctly, and I'm not even wrong when I say that. You got nothing for that bitch. And finally...
Oh, so she's a woman, so you're not going to give her a job, is that it? Because you're sexist.
This is a guy. It's an old man. I did give him a job. I'm not giving him a staff because we don't have a staff. You dumb fuck.
And
Now,
as usual,
these two are women. This one's a knight and this one's a thief. I'm a blue mage and this is a white mage. There's nothing to do with sex going on in this at all. That's just what I want the party composition to be right now. You get to choose. That's part of this game.
Payable Leader says, you ain't do a language sounded me nicely? What?
See, he's trying to speak at your level. He's trying to communicate to you. He figures this is the only way they can get through. He's probably right.
You ain't do a language sounded me nicely? I don't...
In fact, not only is he asking you that, he's not
it.
trying to communicate to you. He is actually just making an example of something you would say. He's pretty close. Alright, who knows where the fuck we're going now? I think we're going to some castle. Somewhere, probably. It's usually the way.
So, instead of giving a job to the women in your party, can you just put down kitchen?
You can put freelancer. There's no chef job, no. That's Final Fantasy
Because I was
IX.
thinking, you know, you just tell them to go to the kitchen instead of giving them a job.
And you're wrong. That's not what you do.
What about...
But Chef is in Final Fantasy IX, so if you want to have Quina, which is an asexual creature of some kind, yeah, you can...
You know, you're celebrating that woman's death, and that's very, like, not very nice of you.
We're in...
To celebrate when that woman is dead.
Do you have any magic? No, nothing.
You know, if I was fighting with a group of people and one of us died, I wouldn't be super jubilant after we won the battle because, you know, one of us is dead.
Right, yeah, but
That's
you're not
just me.
These people have hardened battle, they're
That's like...
battle hardened.
That's like if me, you, and Pale Voyager got in a fight with some gang members on a street, you know, which might happen, and like one of them stabbed you to death, and then me and Pale Voyager ran up, and then we like muscled the guy, and the guy ran away, and we start just like celebrating.
No, then
that
I'm not
we
even
beat
part of the
thief.
fight. I'm not even part of the fight. You should be You should fucking celebrate your victory. This is where I came from.
Okay, yeah. So then we just sit there, like me and Pale
But if I
Voyager
was
start like
involved
pumping
in the
our
fight
arms up in
too
the
and
air.
I
Like,
died
yeah,
in
we
it.
did it. We beat those thieves while you're like dying on the ground, basically, or dead on the ground, I should say.
Fuck, I don't know where to go.
And we high five each other, and we do like a chest bump. I assume there'd be at least 5 chest bumps before we call the ambulance. I think it's appropriate, right?
They don't chest bump it. You put your hand up and down like this.
Well, we have our own way of celebrating. All right, we don't have to do it the exact same way. You realize real life is not Final Fantasy, right?
You better pour it out in your mouth, Pale. If I die and you pour fucking liquor out for me, I'm gonna fucking haunt your ass. So fuck you. Drink it. You pour it out in your mouth for me.
Or pour it into his dead mouth. at
That's
least.
also acceptable. Also very acceptable to do that.
But if the thing is, like, the paramedics would show up and they'd like be doing CPR, like, what is this in his mouth? Like, I poured one out for my homie. He's like, what? Into his mouth? He died from choking on the alcohol.
No, I'd be dead already.
Yeah, but maybe we were just mistaken in
So
this scenario.
you might face criminal charges for me. After death, I approve. That's a noble sacrifice to make. But it's still okay. But pouring it out in your own mouth is the real right thing to do when you've got a homie dead. That's how you honor that shit. Like, some people will spill that shit all over the place. It's a fucking waste. Don't do it for me. That's all I'm saying. It's not the kind of haunting you'd want, man. Your fucking liquor would disappear constantly, and you would just be without all the time. You think it sounds like a fucking hilarious situation, but it's not. I wouldn't be kind. I would be fucking ruthless. Your shit would be gone, and it wouldn't be coming back. Now you just buy all this.
Tail Voyager says he's never had alcohol.
I don't believe that. But, if you haven't, that's your fucking choice. Pour out whatever the fuck you're gonna pour out in your mouth then. Okay, now I can
Maybe
give
he was talking about,
this bitch
when he
a
said
stat.
pour one out from the homies, maybe he meant the Gatorade that he has on him. Or maybe he has some Diet Mountain Dew that he was sipping on before you got murdered by these back alley thieves.
Welcome back, Ferris. No knives, so we can't equip her or him. There's a complicated situation with Ferris. You didn't know. That is annoying that she comes and leaves every time.
She saw that you were there.
It's just, it makes the whole process longer. She doesn't give a shit that I'm there. That's not what it is. What was strike one, Armiati? I don't understand. Like, this game, it's got no strikes as far as I'm concerned at this point.
No, you have strike 2. You're about to be canceled from Twitch
Oh.
for your misgendering and sexism.
No, I'm actually not misgendering. It is, she's a she. Alright? That's not misgendering. Alright, so anyway, I gotta sell something here. Wait, I've got another one. Oh, nice. Didn't know that. Alright, get the fuck out of here, you dumb bitch. Equip me butts. Alright, let's go. We're in a lot better shape now than we were. We need to go to the end. Do we have any money? We have $17. How much does it cost to fucking rest in this hoe? Almost time for the stream to end, unfortunately. $10! I fucking spent my money in exactly the most efficient way possible. Oh, that's too bad. I really did want to know what strike one was on the game. And if it was my strike, I mean, I don't give a shit, but...
Pretty sure it was your strike, not the game strike. Why would he be striking it? It's you getting the strike.
I don't fucking know. You're the one that suggested that in the first place.
I didn't suggest it was the game. What are you talking about? I suggested it was you.
You said it was me, yeah, and I'm saying it's the game, and the reason why is because my review structure for games involves strikes. That's why.
I didn't
Always
know that.
games. Well, that's because you don't fucking watch.
I don't watch,
You're
so what?
ignorant, as usual. That's...
I am. In
Right.
this particular
And now
regard,
you-
I
now
am
you-
completely ignorant. I agree.
This is... That's clippable right there. God damn, there's so many fucking...
Those dancers seem like they should be really dizzy right about now.
Yeah, that...
Do they eventually like fall down and puke if you sit here long
No,
enough?
there's a technique if you're a dancer. The way you stop from getting dizzy dancing, and you don't need to know how I know this, but this is a fact. You have to focus on a point in the distance, and as you're spinning, you focus on that point, and that's the only thing you look at, and you reduce your fucking dizziness. It's how ballerinas do it. So they just know what they're doing.
Is that what they do also if you like pay the money to go upstairs to like, you know, have some private time in one of the rooms upstairs? Do they do that same thing?
What same thing?
The spinning around.
Yeah, they're
Like they're
down there,
doing down.
they're spinning all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that you
They
get
don't stop.
you proposition them to come upstairs, you know, for a private session upstairs.
No, they just keep
and
spinning
they just
where they're
spin.
at. They don't give a fuck.
What?
Let's listen to this music for a second. You can keep talking. I want to hear the it's coming. Maybe they cut it out. There it is! The sound of some cow or something. They did a key change too. Little one. All the music is better. Does what work when you're stumbling down the street? The spinning, if you're spinning around and around, the focusing on a point works. If you're just stumbling around and you're already dizzy, probably not.
Yeah, if the world's spinning around you, there's no amount of focus that can help.
I don't think so. I mean, I've been in that situation. What you need to do is get yourself anchored to the ground, get a toilet, and fucking puke in that fucking thing. That's what you need to do at that point. Or a fucking hurl space, if that's all you've got.
The last time I felt that
You don't
want to
be on your don't want to be on your feet in that situation, or you're probably gonna fucking hurt yourself. You certainly don't want to be in a car, unless you're a passenger. Then you can puke on their seat. It's always fun.
I think I told you before, the last time I was in the room spinning, like a level of being drunk, is when I was in Mexico with Jose.
Oh, I remember when you were with Jose in Mexico. I wasn't there, but I remember the story. That motherfucker drank you under the table. He's the only one I know that's ever done that.
Well, like I told you, when we first started drinking, he was barely drinking. He started very slow. And so I was doing, like, we got like a whole bottle of tequila, and I swear I drank 80% of that bottle. I promise you. And he only drank like 20% of it. And after that, then he started to match me and for shots and stuff, but I had already was really drunk from drinking the majority of the tequila bottle that we had gotten. Because he started very slow. And I did not.
I don't remember that part of the story. I remember that he just drank you under the table. But maybe...
We weren't drinking shot for shot in the beginning. We were like later in the night, but not at that point. And I was drinking a lot more.
I'm missing...
I mean, he might remember
something.
it differently, but I think he would agree with that. But yeah, it's one of those things like when I'm sitting there and the room is spinning around, I'm honestly thinking like, I don't know if I could leave. Like, I'm not sure I'd be able to make it out of the door without someone like carrying, like it was that, but I did make it, but I was afraid, like, I didn't want to be in a situation where you try to leave a place and you literally fall and you can't get up and you can't like actually walk. That's pretty bad to be in that spot. I was afraid that that's what was going to happen, but luckily that's not what happened.
I've been that drunk too. I just usually don't want to be on my feet at that point. I find a hurl space, I get there, I puke, gotta puke, and then I'll probably pass out right then and there or crawl myself over to a bed. No greenhorn club. Yeah, lick my nuts. Oh, I don't need to be in there. Now, I don't exactly remember what I'm supposed to do next. Let's go up here. This is where it is. Yep, this is where we're trying to go. It's Zoc. Going to Zoc's house. Two minutes and I'm out of this bitch, unfortunately. I may or may not be back tomorrow. tomorrow is a day off for me, but also everybody's here, so it's a different situation. I am waking up.
Am I there?
I am waking up at the ass crack of dawn tomorrow, though, and my daughter may be asleep. My wife may be on her Zoom chat with her friends. So if that happens, then you might get some early morning goodness of this. So I'm playing that shit by ear, but the Torna Canal. It's like the anal canal. It's very dangerous indeed.
Canals have keys?
This one does.
So I just imagine now like a boat showing up to like the Panama Canal and like the captain's like checking his shirt and like his pants pocket's like, wait a minute, did we bring the key to the canal with us? Oh man, we left it back in California.
Well, I think that the key would be there. There's probably gates on the Panama Canal. I'm guessing they don't just let whoever the fuck through there. There are probably security checkpoints and gates and shit and drawbridges or whatever. Like, they're definitely, you gotta pass through that thing. There's probably fucking control points, man. I'm not sure. I've never been there, but it's too bad you're not streaming now, Pale, because I would fucking raid your ass with 13 people, and they would have a quality fucking thing to do with the rest of their time. It's good to know Pale's fucking streaming in an hour, though, guys. It's gonna be fucking high quality. You know that. He doesn't fuck around. Oh, it's little Butts. Look at little Butts in the bed. It's so cute. Butts' mom is kind of hot. Speaking of butts, there's one for you. There's a fucking butt for you. You got it right here. See Chibi-chan's butt. Yeah, guys, fucking hit Pale Voyager up when he starts streaming. Do it. Bite's probably gonna make me raid someone else, because you're not gonna.
But don't you want to raid? I mean, well, someone else. I mean, he's not available.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to raid anyone. You know that. I don't fucking like doing that. But whenever you're here, I fucking humor you. He didn't lose the fucking key. He's a liar. Fucking lying piece of shit. Now, is that green man evil for lying? I don't fucking know. Doesn't matter. Alright, now we can get the fuck out of here. Finally. And I'm gonna save. And we may or may not see your ass tomorrow. We'll certainly see you on Saturday. That's for sure. Will you see Bite? Probably. Probably. You'll certainly see me.
Oh, by the way, that last time you raided, you misspelled his name, even though I copied and pasted it.
Really?
Nostalgia.
It rated someone else? It rated someone else?
You raided a dead channel, yeah, last time. I pasted it in there because you asked me for the spelling, and I said, like, I don't know if it's an O or a 0, but I will paste it.
I thought I copied and pasted what you put in there. So maybe you put in the wrong shit.
I don't see how that's possible. I copied it from his site, so I don't see how I possibly could have pasted it wrong. Seeing as I copied it from his Twitch channel. So I figured you must have read it wrong or something.
I don't know, or care, honestly. It's his loss, not mine.
Well, anyway, there's a guy you could raid. He's wearing Ghostbusters goggles.
Alright.
And he's British, I think.
All the qualities of a Bite Binge raid target. Let's do it.
Hello. I'm British. I'm playing
this was fun. I wish I could keep going. I really do. But Voyager's gonna be on in about an hour, maybe a little less, but he's prepping right now. That's what he said. All right. I'm gonna copy this identically. Is used. Just like fucking Bipin's hands are also used.
Are your hands
And
new
unclean.
and unused?
Well, they're not as used as yours. Let me just put it that way. They've been cleaned recently. Alright. You motherfuckers, I'll see you either tomorrow or the next day, depending on the fucking situation. Maybe even tonight. It depends. It all depends on the fucking situation up in this bitch. But if I'm playing games, I'm probably gonna be fucking on here. Alright.
Alright,
Lick a nut.
raid this British guy.